9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is good, everyone? It is your boy Politic and Hawk alongside my guys Pat from Ambler, Mr. Moyo Fit Chris Wilson, Mr. Joey Woods. We are Still Steps coming to you live on a beautiful Friday evening, courtesy of Edge of Philly Sports. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
Woo! LFG. LFG. Exclamation. Let's
go. Wait, what'd you say? LFT?
I said G.
Oh, G.
Can't say less. I don't know what the T stand for.
Yes. That's why I was a little confused. I was like, what?
I mean, you could if you wanted to. It's like,
let's effing tussle. I don't know.
Let's effing turn up.
Yes. There you go. Joe's throwback Halloween Havoc shirt over there's got me want to rip my shirt off. I mean, that's a throwback right there.
God, I wore this like 3 weeks ago too, and I'm like remembering now. I'm like, shit, I already wore this once. I got enough wrestling shirts too that I could probably wear one every single day of the week. So it's a bad look by me to wear this on 2 separate shows.
It's not a fashion show, so we're good.
It's all right, you know what I mean. We going into a new weekend, so then you know what I mean. You can throw on your new shirt, you know, at maybe at the MLW show. But before we we dive into that, we do have a special guest joining us later in the show. MLW's the God Queen, Delmi Exo, will be joining us. You know, to discuss her professional wrestling career as well as her upcoming matchup at the MLW's Fightland event that's taking place this Saturday at the 2300 Arena. So we're going to be diving into
I have to stop you real fast, Hawk. You got to put some respect on her name. Former double champ, former MLW champ.
That is a fact.
You got to put some respect there.
You know, everybody got to put some respect on her name. She's the God Queen. So, you know, more to come. We're going to be, jumping into that interview within the next probably about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So, but before we, get to that, let's just like really get to the shits. You know, a lot of new things taking place this week. With a big teaser of a new signing. Should be debuting at the AEW's Full Gear event. But before we even dive into that, we have some newness, newness going on with the show. So, some may not, notice in our corner, we're missing our logo. Before we tap in, we do have Anthony Ades, chiming in saying, "Hey guys, what are the matches for MLW? We're gonna be,
Anthony's here.
We're gonna be tapping into it momentarily, Anthony. So, but before we do, again, we're missing something in the corner. Something's not there. Like typically we have a Still Steps logo there. So, what's going on? Something's new brewing here. Is that what's taking place?
Out with the old, in with the new. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So debuting right now, our new Still Steps logo. Paying homage to, South Philadelphia's the ECW. Almost like the ECF and W T-shirt, but we got the Still Effing Steps T-shirt right here without the effing.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
So, for sure.
But yeah, man, I love it. Going into 2024, you know what I mean? Out with the old and with the new. I love it, man. Shout out. What's our guy, that did the logo?
Wicked Drawings is who did our logo. It was William McAfee, his name is. He hooked us up with what an absolute incredible logo. I hit him up. I was like, bro, I need like an ECW type feel logo. We're not a podcast, so don't you dare put anything to do with podcast in that logo. We're a wrestling show.
We're a wrestling
So
show.
Yes.
maybe like a microphone, or if you can incorporate steel steps into the logo, like, be happy. So this is what we came up with.
Oh man, this is dope, man. And what they shout out to the crew. You know what I mean? Putting this together. Like, love it, man. Love it. So, we're gonna have to get that print someday. We
I was thinking like
get the shirt movement going
like
on.
Like that logo would look like, how like you always have like the quarter patch like in the corner of your shirt, like that would look great like on a shirt, like right there, like big enough so you can read it, and then our saying, oh look, there it is up on top, look at that beauty up top. But on the back we got our man Chris's saying, a show a step above the rest.
Rolls right off the tongue. Jeez.
It sounds a lot better than Pat's saying, I'll tell you that.
That's what I was getting ready. I was getting ready to head to that. Like we're not going with Pat's slogan.
No.
Pat was so happy last night. Pat was so happy last night on the Union show. He was able to pull that out when he was plugging steel steps last night on the Union show. He was he pulled it out and said, "You never know who's going to get put through the steps," or something like that.
Yes.
He's like, I got a reason. To use it. So man.
It's my Amish way paint in the 1980s. Okay, damn it.
It's still real to me.
Awesome. All right. Well, so new logo, new business. And we'll come to new business, new shit to take care of. So with that said, AEW has the Full Gear event taking place over on the West Coast, over at the Kia Forum. And earlier this week, Tony Khan teased that there's going to be a new signing, coming to the company. Someone that's one of the world's best wrestlers that he put it, and that this person's identity will be revealed during Saturday's show. So I know we had had our own group chat as far as like wanting to predict who the wrestler is, but I said, what, no, let's save it for the show. So I know y'all are biting at the tongue as far as like wanting to say who exactly this wrestler is, but it was like a host of possible spoiler alerts that came out earlier today. Like you had the names of a Goldberg. Boo.
That's what I was gonna say. It is Goldberg.
Like you had Goldberg, you had Ronda Rousey.
Let's not get into spoilers. Let's predict.
Yeah, like you had these names, being mentioned today, but as far as like who the actual person is, I'm gonna start with you, Pat, on this one. Who do you think is going to be the first this mystery AEW signing that's taking place this Saturday?
Do you want to do it like we did last week with the Devil, like who we think it is and who we want it to be?
Nah, let's just go with who we think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might throw it in anyway.
I don't know. It's hard for me to call because now, like, it's interesting right now because the two major companies are at this point, like, who is and I'm not trying to go to WWE route, but everyone's trying to guess who this fifth member is. Who they're bringing back and all this stuff. So to me, the two biggest names out there, they're possibly going to be coming in there. What if this is the Punk swerve? What if this is the CM Punk swerve that could be thrown into this mix? What do you think about that? I mean, just because
your thoughts, you got the floor. Like, what do you think about it?
Yeah, just because my thing is like, again, it's just been the biggest teaser, right? And now all of a sudden, WWE's in Chicago, blah blah blah. But I think like everyone's kind of like leaning towards the more of the big rumors that Orton's come back. So I think there's only one place for him to go, and again, to give one more rendezvous in his career, and boom, and this would be the whole biggest tease, and he could be the name that comes back to try and put the other kind of like the Young Bucks, Jack Parrish kind of like out the picture. Give CM Punk one more rendezvous. I want to go Punk.
So you think this is CM Punk that's signing?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right.
I mean, it's not terrible because technically speaking, as far as Tony Khan's going, CM Punk was let go of his AEW contract. Technically he was released from AEW. So right now he's not technically an AEW contracted employee. And one other thing, and I didn't think about this, but I actually kind of like it. Tony Khan's tweet said he's liked by virtually everybody in the locker room.
Mm.
He didn't say liked by everybody. He said liked by virtually everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
truly, that means whoever this person is has a big social media impact.
Yeah, and if I can add another curveball.
Oh, he can't be. He's there. He's on Saturday with us. Never mind.
Yeah. Unless he got the Ric Flair jet, somehow to manage to get there, but you know what I mean, to the West Coast. But
that's all in LA. Yeah, never mind.
that I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Feed Me More. He's been constantly posting on TikTok about virtually.
But that's another one where it's like virtually everybody. He didn't say he's loved by all. He left that open, so it could be someone like that. But
yeah, I mean, he's been preaching all up and down about it on TikTok. So he might be a wild card to look into.
Got you, Chris. Who do you believe this newest signing was going to be?
Well, since it's not Goldberg, it should be Goldberg. It should be Goldberg. He's the biggest troll move ever. Honestly, I think it's gonna be Mustafa Ali, because even though he's not a big name, that's what Tony Khan does. He's notoriously known for overselling but underwhelming the whatever he puts out there. So, but Mustafa would be a great get. To understand, everybody's ever worked with likes him. Like I say, I know he said virtually everybody, but everybody pretty much likes this guy. Great in ring talent, underutilized for his whole career, pretty much. So, because everybody else are still either like under contract or 90-day clauses. So that's why I don't think is Ziggler. I don't think is like I said, it's not Cardona because he's gonna be at the show tomorrow. Who else would it be? As a side person who we probably won't even mention, if it's not Mustafa Ali, it's not gonna be this person, but just throwing names out there, could be Shelton Benjamin.
Interesting.
Can't be Ziggler. 90-day compete. It's not gonna be Ronda. Who else? Like Mercedes Moné still hurt. She's not coming back till next year. So it's like, who else is there as a big name?
By saying everyone is not, you're like taking half the people I was going to say.
But I'm going by reality. Like
of the few that you mentioned, I did have one of those names on my personal list as far as like possibly being that person. But Joey, who you got? Who you think
there's two names.
I tell you who I wanted to be, and we're all done. Y'all gonna hate it, but I'm gonna tell you who I wanted to be.
Don't say her.
No. It's a guy.
Okay.
Best troll move ever by AEW.
Who?
Oh, Jake Paul. Logan's brother.
That would be whoa.
Get
I mean,
Jake Paul.
They always try to one up each other, so that would be
exactly.
That would be pretty entertaining.
Move ever. Trying to tell you, best move ever. But he's not a wrestler, so that's one of. But I would love it to be him.
I hate it already.
Of course you would. That's why it would make sense.
That's the point. So I got three names that I'm thinking it could be. The first name, and unfortunately, if it's not the second name, I think it's going to be the first name. She was in the locker room tonight. She wrestled last night on Revolver, and that is the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, debuting tomorrow night in AEW. Now, here's why I don't totally hate it. It's because WWE's women's division had a lot more star power than AEW's women's division.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she's not the best wrestler, not the best person on the mic, she could bring a little bit of legitimacy to that women's division that has kind of been floundering as of late. Now, AEW has great women wrestlers, but they haven't been getting the time.
Stars.
They haven't been getting the
stars.
time either. And I think it's
true.
like what you said, Chris. They don't have any of those true stars. I think we're starting to see a true star in this new Tony Storm gimmick that we got going here, because that's must watch. That cracks me up
Four thumbs up
every time. And if you don't notice here, we're getting the Mickey James Trish Stratus story all over again with Maya May and Tony Storm. She's going to become the obsessed fan that you can't shake her, eventually going to surpass her type of thing. So I love that, but outside of that, you can't really point a finger and say, okay, you can main event a show and the people would be happy with it. So I could see it being Ronda, especially because she fought 3 AEW talent last night on Revolver. You know, it's like, come on, like it's starting to add up here, you know. But second name I have, and this is only because New Japan has a working relationship with AEW, and I think he is the type of person who hates the outside publicity. You know, he's the type of guy who likes to get in the ring, he likes to handle his business, and that's it. And that's Will Ospreay. If he comes into the ring tomorrow night, signs that contract, excuse my language, but he shuts that shit down with WWE instantly. He don't got to hear it on social media anymore. Oh, WWE's interested in 2024. Where's Will Ospreay going to go? He's letting everyone know when his contract's up with New Japan, he's going to AEW. So to me, that's who I hope it is, because to me, I know AEW signs everyone, but as a Will Ospreay fan, WWE would ruin him. I'm sorry.
They should definitely sign him. Like, that'd be smart. Because of the contract thing is the only reason why I didn't say him. He was actually my number one pick, but I was like, he signed until February, I believe. So I was like, all right.
But the only reason why I thought it could be is because New Japan and AEW are so close, and you always see them. Like, if they know that they don't have to worry about WWE, kind of like if New Japan knows they don't have to worry about WWE lurking for the next 3 months, and they can just enjoy the last 3 months of Will Ospreay they have, I think they would be like, okay, you can sign with them, and then, but you're with us till February. The last name that I have, and again, I know she's not healthy, but it didn't say anything about wrestling. All it said is she's signing a they are signing a contract, and that is Mercedes. Again, liked by virtually everybody. She's had some people who didn't like her. Not sure Paige's feelings on her, or Saraya. I mean, she did almost break her neck and end her career type of thing, but I'm not sure how they feel about each other. I think they're friends now at this point, so maybe it's not they're hitting that. But didn't say anything about wrestling. It said signing a contract. So I know she's hurt, but Mercedes is a big enough name to just sign and then keep off in the background until she's healthy again. So there are 3 names that I think it could be.
And so you already took 2 of mine. Like I was also leaning towards Will Ospreay as well as Mercedes. But before I go any further, we got a host of comments coming in. We got Anthony. He said that he believes it's going to be Will Ospreay that's going to sign. He also said that the new EW guy is might be Sammy Callahan. That's an interesting name too. I've been seeing that one. I've been seeing that one float across, social media throughout the course of the day. We got our guy Joe Howe chiming in saying, "What's up, everyone?" We also have Mike Gorham saying, "What's up, guys?"
Mike, what's up, buddy?
Joe, he says he thinks it could be Dolph Ziggler. And then Anthony chimed in again saying that Charlotte Flair still out there. I doubted Charlotte because Charlotte was just on SmackDown tonight. So I don't think it'll be her. Mike says he haven't watched wrestling since DX was around. He remember Michaels as Well, actually, Michaels wasn't the 1, 2, 3
Shaw
kid.
Waltman.
It's the same group though. So you have that
Yeah.
DX right.
You got
Yeah.
X-Pac.
Yeah.
You know, you got the DX part right, but yeah, that was Sean Waltman, aka 1, 2,
Shaw
3
Waltman.
kid,
Yeah.
as well as
pin on Razor.
the Portuguese man of war Aldo Montoya too. You know,
Whoever.
take you back there. You know, Sean Waltman.
Yeah, just incredible.
Yeah, but Joe, he said Osprey, and was Anthony also. He said Rousey's best friend is Shamir.
Yeah, they fought. They teamed last night.
Shamir, yeah, she's married to Roger Strong.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, Trips has a storyline and everything ready for Osprey. I mean, that's what the word is. But if he manages to not go, and then Joe chimed in, he said all he knows he can't wait for the AEW pay-per-view.
but
Appreciate everybody.
Here's why
chiming in.
That's why it makes me think that it's Osprey even more, is because like you don't think Tony is still steaming over that Tuesday night where he stacked the show just to beat them, where you pull out the Undertaker and Cena and Cody. You know, he's still probably a little butthurt. You know what I mean? So why not pull the rug right out from underneath of him and sign the arguably biggest free agent in the world of wrestling?
Right. But you know what? I would love for it to be Osprey. But here's the thing. Osprey, I think he may actually go to Impact, to TNA, especially with the storylines that they got going on, and the most recent, him and what's my man Alexander they getting ready to feud. So like they just had a moment
Impact
this
have
past
the money?
Thursday.
But that's I was about to say that. Does Impact have the money to afford him? Because right now, Osprey, though not an old guy at all, I think this is the contract where he wants to make the most money possible, to where he could start to get set up for life. He's not going to get that Impact. He's going to get that AEW or WWE, and that's it.
I mean, you never know, but also too,
no, these guys all
the
about
schedule,
the
schedule, the schedule that Impact, provides might be something that it might work better for him, since he is, from the UK, so he don't have to, really bounce around as much. But also too, if they were to pay him, I mean, all about the money.
If they were about the money, bro, Scott Hall, rest his soul, love. He said. Wahoo McDaniel said in this business, McDaniel said in this business, either you can make friends or make money. He said, well, I got my friends. Now I want to make some money.
Yeah.
Osprey got his friends. He want his money now.
But to be fair, too, and I don't like to quote him much because I'm not a huge fan of him, but Meltzer put out there that...
Who's that?
Dave Meltzer. He put out there that the greatest... ace in the hole that you can offer Will Ospreay, who's a big UK guy, he loves his homeland and stuff, is main eventing Wembley and winning the AEW title in front of his people. No one else right now currently can offer that.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. But yeah, I would love for it to be him. Not sure if it will be him. I definitely would love for it to be Mercedes, so they can finally.
Is that a letdown if it is him?
If it is Osprey,
Osprey, the only reason I say that, and I love Osprey, don't get me wrong, but we've seen him numerous times in AEW. Like, do you think it's a letdown a little bit in the terms of it's not someone brand new, fresh to the audience type of thing?
I don't think it's going to be him.
I don't think it's about to say. I don't think it's going to be him. But if it was him, to answer your question, it would be kind of a letdown on strictly what you just said, because we've seen him so much on the AEW product. It was almost like he was already signed.
Yeah,
like,
I thought
it was going to be the Mexican kid too. That the amazing guy. I forget his name.
Like Kingo.
I thought it could be him, because
it could be. He's not. He's technically still a AAA talent.
Right. Yeah, no, exactly. So he's not signed with
guys. I get to see Vikingo take on Jacob Fatu next weekend.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be a wild match.
But real quick,
off topic.
and I'm taking your stance as far as like how this was advertised to us, like saying that it's the world's best, one of the world's best wrestlers. They never said that the person is actually going to wrestle, but they're signing one of the world's best wrestlers. For some reason, I don't know why this is just off a gut, and
don't say his name.
I hope it's not, but
I'm gonna leave the stream if you say it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Kurt Angle.
Oh no, I thought you were gonna say Hulk Hogan.
No,
people were saying
Hogan. The best wrestlers.
I mean, he is one of the best. one of the best wrestlers.
No, best characters. The best wrestlers. But everybody's staying away far from that guy.
We thought we were staying far away from Flair too, and look where he's at now.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
But
if it was like
even though the stuff that Ric Flair was horrible. Hogan constantly put his foot in his mouth and everything turned around. It's like,
but Angle doesn't. I mean, everything I hear from Angle, everyone loves Angle.
Yeah, but I don't think.
You know what I'm saying? Like it says
virtually love.
But to be fair, didn't him and Jericho have a feud? So he was virtually everyone, but
but Jericho is liked by a lot of people.
No, I'm saying like just to to kind of hype up Keem's pick, like him and Jericho did have a feud, so you can't say he's loved by the entire locker room.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guys,
it's gonna be why I just talk myself into thinking that it could be Hulk Hogan because they said he's liked by virtually everybody.
No, that's a lie.
It's not gonna be the red and yellow guy. Believe that.
Like of all people you mentioned,
bring on Jake Paul.
Nah, but I don't know. Could it even be Okada? I also heard there's talk of Okada and WWE. I hope that doesn't happen, but apparently that's part of the word.
So they can make him like a DJ again, like Impact did.
Oh, they better not.
They made like the Green Hornet's sidekick because that's when Green Hornet came out.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, but we all gonna find out tomorrow. Tune into the AEW Full Gear pay-per-view event. What we will do later on in the show, we will go through our predictions as far as who's going to win. Certain the matches coming up at tomorrow night's event. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what everybody's predictions are. With that event, I actually think we're all going to be in agreement with most of the matches.
I think I'm gonna go last for all my prediction and just deliberately pick the opposite, just so I don't make sure the team's right there.
Create bedlam.
Like I'm like that was my match. Damn it!
He's gonna be the angry fan today. It's not gonna be me. It's not gonna be me.
I can sense that.
No, I promise you, it's gonna be you, Chris.
Definitely. So
I'm smiling too much today. Don't make me angry, man.
Oh boy.
We start talking about the best bout machine, MJF. It's on.
I'm sorry, you froze. What happened?
Right. Right.
What he said was the best wrestler of 2023
and the best wrestler of his generation.
Oh, what about that guy?
You know
Is
what?
he still in the contract with Japan? What is Zack Sabre Jr.?
That'd actually be cool. I rock with Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh,
that's actually a good one.
That'd be a letdown in LA though. It's like you were.
No, it'd be a letdown. Don't get me wrong, but that'd be good.
But
right.
we got a big guest coming up, right?
Absolutely. We're gonna take this quick commercial break, and we got MLW's God Queen, Delmi Exo, joining the step. So we're gonna be right back with Delmi Exo.
All right, guys, it's time to talk about Sherry's Tickets. Sherry'sTickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less and play more with Sherry'sTickets.com. Save even more by using the exclusive promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. Do not pay hidden fees and save 10%. Why use any other ticket reseller and get those hard-to-come-by tickets to the big game? If you need a more personal touch, give them a call at 610-494-5050. That's 610-494-5050. Sherry'sTickets.com also has great theater and concert tickets that are hard to get your hands on. Remember, do not overpay and save with the best at Sherry'sTickets.com. Save 10% using the promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. You'll thank us later. Sherry'sTickets.com.
We are back. Still Steps, Politicking Hot. Joining me alongside my guy, Mr. Joey Woods, on a beautiful, beautiful Friday evening. Shout out to all the viewers that's tuned in this evening, listening to that Turnbuckle Talk. So we got a special guest joining us this evening. Really, really good guest. Our guest this evening is a former Westside Extreme Wrestling Women's Champion. She is also one half of the longest Shimmer Tag Team Champions in history. Hear that, history. Our guest is ranked number 62 of the top 250 female singles wrestlers in the PWI's Women's 250 in 2023. Our next guest is currently signed to MLW and is the former MLW Women's Featherweight Champion, and she's looking to regain her title this Saturday night at the 2300 Arena. Joining us this evening is none other than the God Queen, Delmi Exo. Delmi, what is good? Welcome to Still Steps. How you doing this evening?
I'm Pro Wrestling's God Queen, Delmi Exo. Please take care of me.
Absolutely. We would definitely do, as you are the God Queen. So we could do nothing but give the utmost respect to you.
Appreciate you stopping by on a beautiful Friday night. So thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. Looking forward to this Saturday back at the ECW Arena where we are going to be for MLW Fightland.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So before we talk about your professional wrestling career as well as your big match this weekend, here on Still Steps, we typically, like to break the ice with our first-time guests by learning what their inspiration, for becoming before becoming a professional wrestler. So I had the privilege to ask you this question during the MLW press scrum in October, and you mentioned how both your father and sister were controlling of the television remote when wrestling would come on. So tell us how influential those moments were to you as a kid and inspired you to become a pro wrestler.
Yeah, so I think when you're a kid, you kind of just will gravitate to what you're being fed right away. I remember as a kid wanting to watch Sailor Moon and being told by Ashley, like, no, that show's lame, which I have tried to rewatch Sailor Moon. It is pretty bad. So, kudos to her. So we would watch like Dragon Ball Z. We would watch Toonami, any of the shows that came on there.
Nice.
She was like, you're watching this.
And that's that Cartoon Network life.
Yeah, like we were like on straight up like just like all the anime shows that were like, Shonen Jump, now they're categorized as. Right. And also we would follow like SmackDown and Raw, and we would watch that. Ashley and my dad were very much team WWE growing up, and they got to experience the whole WCW and WWE wars. Ashley was like, WCW sucks. So not watching that. And yeah, she controlled the remote, and I kind of just like played along, and there's a 7-year difference between us, so it's not like I could really debate much with her. But like watching it, it's not like I was like, this is lame. I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, this is awesome.
Was it this is awesome because there was a 7-year difference, or you were genuinely like, no, this is awesome?
I think it was like, one, you always want to be like your older sibling, like you want to like what they like, and you're just like, you want to do what they do. So there was a little bit of that, but there was also like pro wrestling in general is just so awesome. There's nothing else like it. Like, especially the kid watching it through that lens, it's just so magical, and everything that they're feeding you is Bible. Like, I genuinely, growing up, I thought Kane was like actually a demon. I was scared of what was going to happen on May 19th. I thought Undertaker was legitimately dead. Like, I thought that was his skin. And then for some reason, I thought Goldberg was an actual android because I was watching TV at the same time. So I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like,
yeah. So was there a genuine disappointment when you found out that they weren't actual brothers? Was there like a Santa Claus isn't real type
There
moment?
was like a little bit. I was like, maybe like cousins at least, and they
Yeah.
just
Listen, that was worse for me finding out that they weren't real than like the Easter Bunny wasn't real. Like what? They're not real brothers? Like that was heartbreaking to me. So I definitely understand.
Listen, at least y'all came in to professional wrestling at a time where like that actually happened. Yeah, I think y'all have been freaked out when the whole Survivor Series match with Taker losing to Yokozuna, and then somehow he teleported out of the casket. I thought that was the realest thing ever in life. Like,
see. I think Ashley might have watched some of that stuff because she was around for the match with like Bret Hart and Stone Cold.
yeah.
Already watching and deep into it there. I remember she would tell me like Bret Hart was my favorite, and then after that match, Stone Cold immediately jump ship.
Oh man, that's cool.
Sorry.
So, oh no. Listen, on our show we go way left all the time, like literally. So,
but it's funny you mentioned Stone Cold. I feel like we ask a common question here of who was like your favorite growing up or who kind of inspired you, and I think outside of like maybe two guests we've had, every single person says Stone Cold.
Yeah,
like
So
every
Stone
single
Cold
person
didn't influence me because growing up with siblings, like she claimed The Rock and she claimed Stone Cold. That you shouldn't be allowed to do. You can't claim both of those. You have to pick one or the other because they're
right.
so how can you pick both?
She used the older sibling strike, like
Yeah.
It's like they're mine. You don't get to play them in the video game. You don't get to be. They're not your favorite. Off limits. So my favorite growing up was, Triple H. I had Tajiri. I had Undertaker. Those were like some of my favorites. And then playing in the video games, like I couldn't really play good with the video games, but I just picked whoever had like the coolest mannerisms, and like they had. Tajiri would go like super crazy and do like the moon.
Oh yeah, nah, that is cool. Like shout out to Tajiri, like just his unbelievable style that that he brought over, like over into America. Both he as well like Mysterio, like those cruiserweights, around that time, bringing like a different style of wrestling, which it's pretty much adapted as regular now. Like if you look at pro wrestling today. So you talk about your sister who was actually you were a tag team partner with her. Just as far as like prior to the actual start in pro wrestling, like so what were the conversations like in the household as far as like having that inspiration to become a pro wrestler, and just say like what were the talks like, or even like the activities in the house, like I for you both to be avid watchers of wrestling. I know I probably used to go at it all the time, pretending to wrestle in the house as well as other kids, had done as a kid.
Yeah, I think growing up, obviously you like kind of play wrestling with your cousins and all that, and you grow up doing that. But there does become a point where like the reality sets in, and we saw and understood what we were being marketed for with what women's wrestling was back then, and kind of like understanding what we were as women, and not and realizing that we weren't that, like we weren't supermodels, and there wasn't like a desire to become this bombshell supermodel. Like that just wasn't that goal for us. And so I think it didn't even become a possibility until AJ Lee. Like when we saw AJ Lee on screen, that's when it was like, hey, there's someone who like looks like us doing it and getting like a huge recognition and being put at the top of the card, looking the way we do, just like a normal girl who's just normal built and like,
right.
Not a Playboy model, like not
huge. It was like so motivational for us. So I give a lot of credit to AJ Lee, Paige, who's Soraya now, but when Paige was up in NXT, like seeing her journey coming in, and that just also like kept us going with our training.
Oh, nice. Awesome. So as far as like jumping into training, I see that you trained with a gentleman by the name of Doug Summers. So like what was the introduction like as far as like meeting with him and taking that next step to go into training?
He really took care of us, and I can't say anything nicer than that. Yeah, we trained in a barn, and it was rough, but it was super rewarding. I mean, I've gotten this far, so I can't really look down at that time period of like maybe getting some diseases from pigeon poop.
Oh no.
Dust. It was worth it.
Yeah, so I mean, you hear that a lot about the struggles early on and stuff. People don't often, know the work behind the scenes that go into you, like the sleepless nights, the road trips just to get to different booking and stuff. What if you were speaking to an up and comer who's just starting, what would you tell them maybe, because it's not you're gonna hit the ground running and you're signed to WWE tomorrow. Like what would your biggest advice be to them overall if someone's just getting started?
Something very funny that I would tell them is that fireflies are a thing, because I remember driving home tired once and seeing like random lights in the freaking woods. I was like, I'm seeing fairies. And then when I got home, I finally remembered, oh wait, those are just fireflies. Don't panic. They're just fireflies. That's not You're not delusional. And then something genuinely like comforting is just to keep going. Something I was told by Soraya, which I've known she's probably seen a dozen times, but it's still something that I keep true to myself. And I hear it in different wording, but it's just stay hungry, stay humble. Like you can accomplish something this week, next week people don't care about it. And it's so crazy how true that is, especially with how much faster things are going in wrestling. Like just because you're at the top this week, you have to keep it up and you have to keep leveling yourself up, and you can't just like assume that because you got something then now you don't have to work as hard anymore, or because you like were given your flowers or given something an opportunity that you're better than someone the next week. No, like this wheel keeps turning in wrestling faster now than ever with all the media that we have and all the different outlets. Like keep grinding.
Like the saying goes, right? There's someone always over your shoulder trying to take your spot, right? So if you don't keep grinding, someone's always going to be there to kind of steal your mojo, right?
Yeah, I think that's one Drake lyric somewhere.
Yeah, probably. But so a question I have, you talk about like the media and how the wrestling world is kind of changing rapidly. Initially everyone's dream was WWE, AEW, WCW, like getting signed to those big companies. But now you see people like Cardona, who's kind of absolutely killing it on the independents and kind of even maybe becoming even a bigger superstar. Some of the WWE superstars that are out there now. So initially, was your goal one of these major promotions, or was it I'm going to make my name out here and whatever happens, happens? And then has that switched now with the world of wrestling changing also?
My goal when I started training was to just go to Japan and wrestle there.
Okay.
I didn't want to live there, but I wanted to like experience it. And I didn't even really fully have a grasp on Japanese wrestling. Like I didn't know the names. I didn't know what Joshi wrestling was when I started. I only knew WWE. But for some reason, because of my love for Japan and I had studied the culture, I had studied the language, I was like, oh, I want to do it there. Like I love both these things. I bet like over there, it's probably really cool. Spoiler alert, it's really cool. So that was my goal. And I did get to accomplish that in 2020 with Marvelous Pro Wrestling. So I'm really thankful for that. And I think I would just love to return there. Obviously, like having accomplished that, I started adding more goals. One of them being to wrestle in Europe. I was able to go and wrestle for WXW Germany this year. That was such a great time.
Nice.
Weren't you the champion?
Yeah.
Didn't you win their belt at the MLW? Yeah.
Yep.
Wild. I never had a bigger target on my back in my life. Someone put a Drake lyric for that, because I'm sure there's one there.
Listen, he's made so much time. I'm sure there's a lyric for everything at this point.
Facts. But what keeps you? Actually, you know what? You kind of talked about that as far as like grounded and motivated? What keeps you grounded and motivated while working in the wrestling industry?
I think what keeps me humble is knowing that I'll never be my heroes. One of my heroes being Eddie Guerrero, and I'm like humble enough to know that like I will never be the wrestler that he is, but I'm gonna keep trying. Like I'm gonna keep working hard. I'm gonna keep trying to be that level of just much of a like an icon he was. Like he was so good at everything. He was good at like the TV, he was good at the entertainment, he was good as a bad guy, he was good as a baby face. Like it was just perfect. He was the perfect person in this business in terms of what he did there. And so like I constantly strive to like just get a little bit better with things like that, a little bit better with, you know, when I talk, when I'm wrestling, when I'm walking out, different things like that. And then just trying to get to that next level.
It's funny you mentioned Eddie, because to this day I still wonder if that heart attack thing when he was fighting, I think JBL, if that was real to this day. I remember that when he was in the ring, he just stopped moving and just fell over, and JBL was like, "What is going on here?" To this day, he was such a professional that I don't know if that's real.
Yeah, I think they cover it and they say like, "Oh, like it was part of it," because they knew that he was like experienced those, and I'm like,
yeah, the world will never know, right?
That's just going to be something we'll never get an answer to. It's a couple of things. We're going on a totally different topic on that. I got a couple of questions about back in the day wrestling. I'm like, wait a minute, like, was that legit? All right, for instance, like when Savage was getting bit by the snakes, like, were they really venomous?
That one wasn't supposed to happen,
right?
But here's the thing: we're all wondering, and most of the thing we're wondering is back in the day. It's because media and this type of interviews and stuff didn't happen back then, you know. So the kayfabe was kept behind closed doors. And so let me ask you that question: do you think media and the insiders and the scoopers, if so, whatever you want to call them, do you think they're kind of not ruining wrestling, but like ruining surprises in wrestling, you know, ruining big returns?
I think so, because I don't look for it on my timeline and it pops up, and I'm not someone who like wants to be surprised with wrestling. But if I'm someone who's not like following these pages and it just pops up on my timeline more than just the actual like wrestling content that should be, it kind of feels annoying in that regards, where there is nothing that can be left for a surprise. Like with CM Punk coming back to AEW, that was ruined because everyone was just like, ooh, maybe he's coming. It's like, we heard this. It's like, man, just like experience things.
Yeah.
Like just let people experience it. It would be so much cooler. Obviously the pop is still going to be genuine and stuff for things like that, but it used to be Christmas and now it's just like, it's July 4th again. Cool.
Yeah.
Bring up the fireworks. We have to, like, you know.
I agree. As I've gotten older, like I reduced my time watching like or reading the dirt sheets. Like I miss that surprising aspect of pro wrestling. Like, you know, I don't want to know anything, you know, ahead of time. Where especially like if I'm going to attend the event, like I don't want to know nothing. Like I want to have a genuine reaction, you know, to say, man, like I actually, you know, experience this moment without it being tarnished. You know,
the last genuine pop I can remember
is they pop up on my timeline. So the fact that that's happening for me, and it's like I can't imagine like the people who like actively look for it, how much more they know. I'm just reading headlines that pop up on my timeline. I'm not clicking articles.
Yeah. Or paying for the paywalls or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I'm all set.
the last genuine surprise I can remember is probably that wasn't ruined by dirt sheets, was The Rock hosting Mania all those years ago. That's the last time I can remember where it wasn't ruined. It was a genuine surprise, and the audience genuinely popped because no one knew that was happening.
I actually think mine would be much recent, and it was the Dynamite just here in Philly when Flair came out. I had no idea he was going to be there, and funny, Delmi, I had posted a tweet prior to to the doors open at the show, and I was saying how everybody in it that was in the line were just doing the whole LA night chants. Yeah, yeah, that's like the most popular phrase now. And I put a tweet out saying how I said, man, I find it kind of odd that no one's doing the Ric Flair woo, like the woo chant is like legendary and everybody would do it. No matter what venue you're in, but for some reason there were no woo chants. And then maybe like 45 minutes to an hour later, Ric Flair comes out as a surprise to Sting. Like I was like, oh shit, like no. Like next thing you know, woo chants, for the rest of the night. Like
now you're probably, I wish I never sent that tweet.
Yeah, right. But, Will Washington and blasted me on that.
You mentioned the name earlier. That kind of it shocked me a little bit because not many people mentioned them. Tajiri. Was that because of the game and just like how he was, or was his wrestling style kind of gravitated towards that? Like what was the inspiration there?
I don't know what it was as a kid that like pulled me to him. It might have just been like the fact that he had the Japanese culture represented with him so much. And growing up, like you didn't have the internet. So if you wanted to know about something, you actually had to go to the library and like find out about it there. Because of anime, I was like super huge in wanting to know more about like Japanese and Asian culture growing up. And like, I know the first things that I first gravitated to was probably Tajiri because of that reason. And things like, food and origami, like those were the little bit of things that I could consume to learn about the culture. It's not like nowadays where you're like, oh, cool, I want to learn J-pop. I'm going to Google like new songs this month. And it's like completely different. So I like got like just little like baby food of the culture. And like I could only grab what I could was like exposed to. Jerry being one of them. I love that he did the Mist. I love that he came out with Tori. It was just like so cool. When Tori Wilson was like one of my favorite divas growing up. She was just pretty. I don't think there was any like I was just like, man, I hope I grow up to be a Tori.
Well, listen, you can run circles around her in the ring now, so
no, I'll make anything she wants.
During your downtime, what are some ways you like to disconnect from your career in professional wrestling?
I love watching anime. And now I'm kind of trying to watch One Piece. I kind of just put it on in the background dubbed because it's still like I'm still in the beginning, like first seasons. I think
is that the live action one?
No, not the live action. I'm huge into I don't want to say gatekeeper, but I'm huge into like not being a poser.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you.
I feel like it would be so dishonest to do to the rest of the fandom if I was just like, I'm gonna watch the Netflix series, and they're like, we've been waiting for this, and you just skipped ahead because they're like 1,000 episodes deep, and like he hasn't even become the Pirate King yet. And I feel so bad because there's so many people who were probably One Piece fans who didn't get to see him become the Pirate King. And it's like, what are you doing? How are we going to still root for him? You're burying him.
Yeah.
Look, I totally understand where you're coming from with that because when, as a teenager, when I first was exposed to Dragon Ball Z, like I thought it was the greatest show ever. And my brother, he was much older than me. He was all about the anime, and he knew about it being, over in Japan before it was introduced here in America. So he like, no, you ain't no real fan until you check out the Japanese version of the show. And I'm like, wait, there's more? And he was like, dude, the shows they're showing now on television, this is like a year old. And I'm like, wait, what? So I tried to go back, to the, back. This was back in VHS tapes was around. Like Yeah, I tried to go back. I gave up. I just left it alone. I was like, yeah, you got that.
I'll just
you can
watch
be
it on
the
TV.
you can be the Dragon Ball Z fan of the house. I'm gonna stick to pro wrestling.
It's
Honestly,
funny you mentioned
watch
Poser
the
though.
Twitch series. You're good. You'll like. It's basically watching the exact same thing. Definitely check out DBZ Abridged on YouTube by Team 4-Star. It is incredible.
Oh man,
Yeah, see, I got in Dragon Ball Z a little later. I was like with Boo and stuff. That's when I started jumping in. But I guess it's because of my age. I kind of jumped in way
You're a
late.
fake fan.
I'm definitely fake fan. I ain't even gonna lie.
Right.
It was with the fusions and stuff like that. Like that was my Dragon Ball Z. But it's funny you mentioned Poser because I'm like, I see people on my timeline now who are like blowing up the live action version. I'm like, you like made fun of me growing up when I watched Dragon Ball Z and stuff, and now like you're pretty much like hyping this thing up like for the exact same thing. It's like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. I'm like, what fakes? What? And I won't watch that for that exact same reason you just said. Like, I don't want to fall in that line.
Yeah, you can't be that way. I had that happen to me so much growing up where like I was into comic books and like a girl would like a guy who liked a comic book, so she would ask me a question about it, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is so and so, like the character," and then she would go and pretend she knew about it to the guy, and I would, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's funny you mentioned being a Swiftie. It's like that one video. I forget what the song was. She's like the best friend who like tells everything. It's like "You Belong with Me." That song.
Yes,
That's like that exact song. Yeah, it's like that was you growing up.
Yeah,
like, hey, I'm right here.
But like that was just me, just the girl being a nerd.
Yeah. But so I mean, we've gotten a pretty understanding of you and your wrestling background. Let's dive a little bit more into MLW and this weekend and recent events. Unfortunately, at the last event, wasn't the outcome we were hoping for from you. But props to you because it was a I think they called it a phantom opponent, right?
Yes.
Right.
So what challenges did that present to you? Not really knowing who it was going to be, and then when it was who it was like this girl's a legit bad ass. What was your feelings in the ring when that was transpiring?
Yeah, so I think I was prepared for more of a pro wrestling match. And then an opponent like Janai Kai is definitely someone who comes in and it's a different genre of a match now. Like she's trained in taijutsu, she has her kick, she hits hard. It's something that if you're not ready to tackle on and you don't have a strategy built up ahead of it, you're kind of left trying to figure it out on the fly and in the ring in that moment. I don't hold any ill energy towards Janai Kai. She had an opportunity, she took it, and now she's benefited from it. I do, however, hate that Selena De La Renta is now basically in charge of the women's division. She kind of holds the power there, having that title, and it's kind of annoying having Janai Kai be the champion, but it's Selena's, locker room now.
Yeah, you were taking some kicks at that event, huh? It was it looked like it was bone shattering. Like they were some vicious strikes.
I was rooting for you to actually tag out, and you weren't there, so.
Right. No.
I was about to say, you saw me ringside?
Yeah. Listen, the hot tags were not coming in that match. She genuinely terrifies me.
I was tweeting. It's like, this Saturday, you have the opportunity to regain the MLW Women's Featherweight Championship against Janai Kai. But here's the thing. It's actually a 3-way match. And does that add pressure, to you being that this is a 3-way contest versus, a one-on-one matchup?
Yeah, I feel kind of robbed, which should I be surprised because knowing who probably set this matchup together, Selena De La Renta, kind of feel robbed that I get a rematch, but it's in a triple threat situation. So I don't get Janai Kai one-on-one. I don't get to now utilize the strategy that I've been working on, been training for and practicing to fight an opponent like Janai Kai. Now it's okay, like you don't even have to get pinned to lose your opportunity in this situation. You don't even have to be the one to tap out to lose your opportunity in this situation. Now you also have to watch out that someone's going to try to pin you and tap you out. And now there's two different people who you have to keep out and eyes out for.
Yeah, that is really interesting that you said that. Like, you were the defending champ, you were double champ at one point, and they kind of overstep you like that, the disrespect there is real,
Weird, but it's Selena's world, and we're all just trying to live in it and trying to get our fights in where we want them.
Right. Yeah. And this is, nothing against, Tiara James, who's part of the 3-way match, but I had to, do my due diligence just to go back and like, wait a second, did she get a one-on-one rematch yet? And I'm like, damn, this is the first match she has, for the opportunity to regain her championship, but it's in a 3-way title match. Like, that's a little bit of a violation in MLW. I'm just saying, like, just a little bit of a violation. And
well, it sounds like it's not MLW here, right? It's she's pulling the string behind the scenes, and
because isn't she now like executive producer, if I'm not mistaken?
Executive producing some of the shows. Congratulations.
So is it safe to say that if an opportunity presents itself on Saturday to let her know your feelings in that match, are you gonna let that opportunity present itself?
Saturday, I'm going to have to put my feelings aside, and the objective is to get the title back. Selena can wait. When that bell rings, my focus is in the ring.
Understood.
Gotcha. We've been talking with Delmi Exo, the God Queen, going to be taking on Janai K and Tiara James in the 3-way matchup for the MLW Women's Featherweight Championship title. Again, personally, I feel like this is not right for her. She should have a one-on-one matchup. I'm just saying, just putting it out there, try to speak to existence, bringing it to the energy, yeah. I got one random question. I was going over your resume and notice, you've had a host of intergender singles and tag matches. So as far as intergender matches goes, we see them commonly like on the indie circuits, but not as much with the major promotions, maybe with Impact, as an exception to a certain extent. But do you believe, with where we are in pro wrestling today, that these matches should be booked more often on major platforms?
I kind of like when it's done in like the way that we have seen it on TV, just because it must be really fun for the wrestlers to have that opportunity to do mixed tags and to do intergender matches.
Yeah.
We saw like WWE did the mixed tag team kind of special, and like it was just so fun and like entertaining to see the different interactions that we got. We had like Otis and Mandy Rose, like storyline that came together. I like it in that regards, but then I do like seeing, Jordan Grace size up to Bubba and just like those moments too.
Yeah.
I don't know if they need to be more frequent, but I do know like when they are on TV, when done correctly, and so far they have been really good this recent era of wrestling, they're very entertaining. So I'm not going to tell anyone how to book their product, but like I enjoy watching it. It's always entertaining in whatever version we get it fed to us.
Yeah, I agree. I totally think it does have to happen, like as long as it makes sense. Like the China era, like as dominant as she was, and able to go toe to toe with the fellas, as well as becoming the first women's intercontinental champion. Like that's like one of the coolest things, and I'd love to see it more, especially how far the women's division has evolved from those eras of like the divas era and stuff. Like I feel like now there's a equal playing field when it comes to some storylines that could be developed in pro wrestling today. So, Joe, sorry, go ahead, Joe. You good?
No, yeah, no, I definitely agree with both of you. Like, as long as it's done correctly and it's not done to just I don't want to say like downgrade women wrestling. Like as long as each part is looking strong in the match,
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a place for it. So I definitely agree with you. So are you one that, like, going forward, are you just going to try to strictly do women, or are you open for intergender matches going forward also, still, as long as it makes sense going forward?
As long as it makes sense, as long as I'm not booked in like a Love Angle.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's almost like the easiest route to go, and that's almost cheesy, like to be able to do. And
entertaining for some people, like when they do it, I'm just not that person.
For example, Becca and Love Doug currently.
Yeah, Love Doug, because he's just so precious, That's his character.
Yeah, I'm not normally a fan of the Love Angle, like you said, but that to me has piqued my interest. I'm not gonna lie.
It feels more organic.
Yes.
In that regards, but like I feel like for me it would be forced.
It doesn't sound like you're too receptacle for it. So the MLW, don't get her involved. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Gotcha. So just again, just to close out, we appreciate having you on. Typically, I have a last question as far as like, give me what you would tell 10-year-old self, as far as like what you're learning right now, professional wrestling. I know as you're active today, like what would you tell someone who's has that desire to become a professional wrestler? Like how would you offer advice as far as what to do to get in professional wrestling today?
I would say to find a good school, keep a small circle, and keep your mouth shut, keep your ears open, and you got this. Other than that, work out really hard, build some strength in your body, eat some veggies.
Got a Hogan promo there. I was about to say your prayers.
That in hindsight, when you think back on it, you're like, oh.
But he was right the whole time. God damn. Well, Delmi, we thank you for coming on to the Still Stuff this evening. And again, as always, to someone who's a special guest to us, you become family. So if ever you need to come back here, want to just discuss an event, you may have a rant, you need make a call out. Exactly. Feel free. Still Steps is here for you. Just give us the word, and we got you on.
Heck yeah. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a hell of a fun chat.
Yeah, we look forward to see you this Saturday. Absolutely. Get that belt back. Yes, indeed. Although I'm not gonna lie, I like every woman that's involved, but you definitely, I'm pulling for you because one, I feel like you getting screwed, by it having to be a 3-way match. Like you definitely should have had a 1-on-1 title match. So I'm pulling for you in this match. Before I go, I should make that sign and hold it up at the event. It's called Philadelphia Screwjob, and then during your match, I'll be like, yeah, this is what's going on right here. Absolutely. Well, before we go, I know you're on social media, so if where can our viewers find you before we let you go?
You can find me at Delmi Exo, that is EXO, on Twitter, TikTok, and what's the other one? Instagram.
Yes.
So go ahead and follow me there. I've been working hard trying to make some new travel vlogs on my Instagram, which I've been posting. So go check those out. They're always funny. I'll be having a new one coming out for MLW weekend. So forward to that.
You know what? I lied. I got one last question. You got a sweet tooth, I learned.
Yeah.
What are your top 3 go-to sweet snacks? Oh, you got her thinking here.
During the summer, it's like soft serve ice cream. and I like sprinkles. Right now it has been like cookies. I like having like fresh cookies in like a cookie jar. So if anyone visits, they can like just go straight to the cookie jar and eat cookies.
Nice.
And then the last one. Does like a Starbucks drink count?
Yeah. That's probably got more sugar than cookies, I think.
Probably so.
Because I have to cut out Starbucks like 2 weeks before every pay-per-view because of like having to look good for the pay-per-view.
I got you.
2 weeks of my life.
Well, it's funny you mentioned cookies. Have you ever had and this is off top, crumble? Have you ever had crumble cookies?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they're the best. They're so good.
Wait, you said you have or you haven't had the insomnia?
Because I used to be a donut person.
Yeah.
This year I turned into a cookie person.
Man, listen, I'm like the sweet connoisseur. I could talk to you about donuts, cookies. I actually just bought some cookie dough this morning, when I was out, shopping. So I'm definitely gonna be making some chocolate chip cookies after you know what I mean?
What about Federal Donuts? Have you been to Philly a lot recently? Have you had Federal Donuts?
No, I don't ever get to visit like anything in Philly.
Oh man.
I go to Philly, my first thing I see is Target.
Yeah.
I always forget something.
That's a crazy Target there. That place is a madhouse always.
Oh yeah, the one down there. Oh yeah. That's
but we could talk sweets all.
Yeah,
we could take sweets in that area all day. But
if all goes right, I see if I could swindle a care package in for you, tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
I see what I can do. Definitely. But Delmi, we greatly appreciate you coming on Still Steps again. If ever you need to chat, feel free, stop on by and we'll greatly have you on.
All right, thank you so much for having me on. Everyone look forward to Saturday's pay-per-view, Fightland MLW.
Yes indeed. Fightland. That was Delmi Exo joining us here on the Still Steps.
And real quick before we go to break, I just want to say we didn't mention it, but Fightland can be watched exclusively on Fight Plus.
Yep.
Saturday night at 8 p.m. So just to plug that a little bit.
Awesome. Sounds good. So before we get to our next topic of discussion, we will be right back.
All right, guys, if you're a Philly sports fan and you want to travel with your favorite team, then travel with the best. Go to phillysportstrips.com. They have self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round-trip flights from the Philadelphia airport. Packages include direct flights, 4-night stays, all-inclusive tailgate parties, lower-level group tickets. Whatever you want, you got it with phillysportstrips.com. If you want to travel to an upcoming Phillies game, make sure you check out Philly Sports Trips. And do not forget, Philly Sports Trips has all the away trips for the Eagles' upcoming 2023 season. Jump on it now, because you do not want to lose out on all these great opportunities. Go to phillysportstrips.com.
We are back. Politic and Hawk, alongside my guys, Pat from Ambler, Mr. Moyofic, Chris Wilson, Mr. Joey Woods, back at it here on the Still Steps on a beautiful Friday evening. Shout out to Delmi Exo, MLW's God Queen, who's going up against Janai K and Tiara James tomorrow evening at the 2300 Arena, trying to, retrieve that featherweight title, that she lost not long ago. But I felt bad. For them putting her in that type of matchup. I feel like she deserved a one-on-one, rematch, after, losing that title from before. So
we got some breaking news.
Yeah? What we got going on?
There was a Ring of Honor taping and Ronda Rousey just debuted it.
No freaking way.
Yep.
Wow.
Ronda Rousey just debuted with Ring of Honor, so
wow.
It's not Rousey. It's Ronda tomorrow.
Looking like Ronda.
Then again, maybe not, considering that she already, that's going to be leaked out, the day before.
Yeah, but they said she's signing her contract.
True.
And where's Ronda Rousey from, if I'm not mistaken? I think it's the LA area.
Yeah.
She's from
Riverside, California.
Yeah, there's
your answer.
But, yeah.
Honestly, I like the Kurt Angle better. It's like, no. But yeah, but I mean, we'll see. That's pretty trippy.
This was literally like a minute ago.
Man, I ain't even tap into Twitter just yet. I was just getting ready to pick the phone up during the last break, but I didn't get an opportunity to do so. But so gentlemen, where do we go right now? We got
So I
two
think we
big events going on tomorrow, and we need to address both of them as well as provide our predictions. So we got Full Gear, and we got MLW's Fightland, taking place tomorrow.
I think we're so close with Full Gear. We're just we just had ex champion on. I'd say dive into Fightland.
Yeah.
It's only 4 matches.
True. No, that's cool. All right. Well, yeah. So MLW presents Fightland Saturday, November 18th, live on Fight Plus. Tickets are still available at MLW2300.com. Shout out to the staff at 2300 Arena. Shout out to to the staff at MLW that always treat us right. Allowing us the opportunity to run the press runs, and looking forward to the opportunity tomorrow. To see who we'll be speaking with. But yeah, so big event. I'll be honest, I wish there were some more matches on the card, but I think this particular event is going to play out as far as like extending a lot of storylines, Pauls, that's leading into their December event in New York City.
And we talked about this a little bit too, how typically MLW pay-per-views go for about 2 hours, but 4 matches outside of maybe some surprises. It seems like MLW says, okay, these men on this card can go. Let's give them some time to really work some matches. That's just the sense that I got from looking at the card overall.
Yeah, no, you're right, and there are key storylines that's taking place. Let's jump right into it. Like for instance, with
There's some changing of the guards overall. Like these matches overall, to me, seem like a changing of the guards. For example, with this match here, Fatu has kind of been the franchise for a while there. He's been
right.
That besides Hammerstone, he was the flagship kind of representing MLW everywhere he goes, like the official superstar of MLW. And Alex Kane, I think, has been in MLW for a little over a year and a half, 2 years now. And I feel like this match here is kind of the changing of the guards, where Alex Kane now becomes that flag bearer of the company, so to say.
Yeah, he's like that new generation MLW talent.
Yeah, it almost feels like if you can compare it to WWE standards, like that changing from JBL to John Cena or Batista from Triple H to Batista type of thing, where it's like, yeah, these guys kind of ran the show before, but Alex Kane is kind of taken over at this point.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you on that. I love the build up of this match over the last couple of weeks. Like it's just been that whole back and forth where what's his name? Saint Laurent was like planting the seeds as if Fatu was going after Kane, or Kane was going after Fatu, and it led up to the breaking point this past week where they had they was having like a press conference. Cardona intervened and pretty much was in the middle, and then Alex Kane inadvertently hit Fatu. Next thing you know, it started out just turned into a melee between the two, leading into this particular match. So it's definitely going to be a show and prove that you are that top tier build that MLW has been building so far. And I think this is definitely going to be one of those where not only is going to have that technical side of a match, but also think it's going to get dirty too outside of the ring, especially Fatu. Fatu can get reckless. I don't know if any of y'all caught the last GCW event where he just like pretty much laid out my guy with the chair. I can't think of his name at this very moment, but Like he was snapping. But if he were to bring that aggression to this MLW Fightland event, hits the key word of the title of the event, Fightland, I think we're gonna get a run for our money with this main event match.
Yeah, no. And I feel like I don't know how you feel about this, but I don't even think there needed to be much build to it. I think exactly what I just said, like in terms of the biggest guys currently, I feel like that kind of sells itself in the terms of like obviously not on that level, but Hogan Rock type of thing where it's like these are the guys, it's like
Right.
you just said, okay, here's our two guys. We're gonna let them battle it out for our title. Like not everything has to have this intricate storyline. You say,
Yeah.
here's our guys, here's our belt. We're gonna let them battle it out. You know what I mean? And to me, I love that angle more than anything because I feel like nowadays with wrestling, we get too in depth with storylines. Sometimes it's too much of a soap opera type of thing. I don't
Right.
mind it, but I feel like sometimes let's let the wrestling do the talking. And I feel like this angle here is doing that.
Yeah. Like it has its entertainment, but you also know the payout is going to happen, this Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, so
Some big men just slapping meat.
go ahead.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah. Real quick, who you got winning? I'm
Kane.
going. Yeah, I got Kane too. Yeah.
I keep wondering, when are we seeing? And I love MLW. I think they're great. I think given the platform they have, considering AEW and WWE kind of have a stranglehold on the mainstream,
Yeah.
I think MLW does a great job at finding their niche and executing there. But I just keep wondering when Fatu's taking that next step because he has everything. He has the look, he has the charisma, he has the mic skill, and he's the things that he is able to do as a 300-pound man. Like a 300-pound man should not be able to do a Frankensteiner off the top rope. It's
Right.
just, or a 200-pound man shouldn't be able to go do a backflip, suicide dive outside the ring, and he's able to hit these things. So to me, it's just like, when is Fatu taking that next step? And hell, why not go out, in a world title match?
Yeah. Nah, I totally agree. I can't disagree with with any of that. So, but next matchup, this one's titled "A Loser
one hurts
Leaves
me.
MLW."
This one
Matt
hurts me a little
Cardona,
bit.
yeah, going up against Mance Warner, part of the Second Gear Crew. Yeah, this is kind of messed up
This
because
is
it's like,
this is painful to me just because we know MLW is building towards Cardona and Kane. So I'm hoping we get some screwery and there's not a clean finish.
yeah,
Just because, I mean, we've been to the last 4 or 5 MLW tapings, and every show, man, every single show, they send us home with Second Gear Crew.
yeah,
Second Gear Crew getting some beers, having some drinks with the fans, and they send us home with these guys every show. And Manser is one of the leaders of the Second Gear Crew, So
yeah,
if he was to lose this and leave, I mean, I think that hurts them a lot. I mean, I argue even maybe we know we've heard Hammerstone's requested his release and Juicy's requested his release and
yeah,
Lance has requested his release. I think losing Mance or if it's a storyline, okay, good for you. But if they're truly losing Mance this weekend, I think that hurts worse than any of those other guys mentioned.
yeah. I agree. Like he's been the the voice, at the end of those at the end of those shows, and I definitely can't see them losing him. And Cardona, like
Especially to
he just
Cardona though, Hawk. Like
like
just
he
coming in fresh, like 2 months into the company, and
yeah,
like
that's strange. Like that's strange behavior, unless MLW is truly going to go in a totally different direction with their storylines. But I don't know. I just don't see a clean
you
finish
see a
here either.
screwy finish here.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it was a screwy finish with the whole kiss my foot match.
and that's where
So
this. And I've seen some people on Twitter kind of confused about this because Mance and Second Gear Crew have over the past couple of months have been battling with the calling, and they're like, this match came out of nowhere, but it truly didn't, because if you remember, 2 pay-per-views ago,
Yeah.
Mance lost the Kiss My Foot match. He was then, obviously, as the rules state,
Right.
ordered to kiss Cardona and St. Laurent's foot. He obviously, I mean, how many times have we seen it where the guys aren't kissing their foot and he attacks them before the foot was actually kissed? I mean, they waited a pay-per-view, and I understand it. I think it had a little bit to do with Cardona's schedule too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he was in Australia the day before that Slaughterhouse pay-per-view.
Right. Correct.
There was probably some anxiety with putting him in a marquee match on Slaughterhouse and worrying about him getting back in time from Australia.
Yeah.
That's my thinking. Because if you remember, he was on the card, but it was the Fusion card, and he came out at the end of Slaughterhouse to kind of confront Kane. But I feel like they could have easily done without that and shot that at another time had
Yeah.
Cardona not made the event.
Yeah. Also, MLW kind of shot themselves in the foot delivering what their championship match going to be for the one shot event in New York.
Don't bring up New York.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
I love MLW. I think these past 5 months has been their best run in terms of pure wrestling. It's getting back to the early MLW days where they are having some of the hottest names in the indie scene, and they're having some of the best matches. But Philadelphia has came out and showed up since I think June. June, July, August, September,
Yeah.
October. I think we've been there, and mind you, almost selling out the arena a lot of those times. And for them to just be blatantly booking these incredible matches for New York, where you get Kojima, what is that right?
Kojima.
And Cardona versus Kane, after we've watched that feud grow over the past couple of months, and then Delmi versus, I forget the girl's name, but like,
Is it Miyu?
yeah, like these matches are incredible. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, Phil, like it just always feels like we're the redhead stepchild to New York, and this is just, I think it's less with MLW and just Philly versus New York overall. It's like, hey, we're still here, guys. Like to the
Right.
entertainment industry overall, Philly still exists.
Oh man, well, you air your grievances tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna find.
If I pull up and you outside, I know why.
Holding a sign saying "need tickets."
Right. Philly screw job personally. All right, let's just go run the next match. Yeah, this is a big
I'm
deal
most
too.
excited for this one.
Yeah, the ladder match for the World Tag Team Championship. We got the Second Gear Crew going up against the Calling, Ricky Shane Page and Akira. There's been a bitter dispute between the two over the last couple of months. It was apparent that Akira might have been walking away from the Calling.
Oh my God!
But
this match is gonna happen in New York too, isn't it?
I hope it better not.
Akira versus RSP is happening in New York,
Oh
bro.
yeah, you might have guessed that.
Oh man.
So we ain't gonna waste no time. I actually got Second Gear Crew winning the titles tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think Akira finally turns face against RSP, leaves the Calling, and helps Second Gear Crew win the titles.
Yeah,
I think
this match is
gonna be bonkers. I think.
Oh yeah, and bloody.
Yes.
It'll definitely be bloody.
I'm sitting in front row.
Which, to be fair, so this was a huge topic of conversation overall, which is a little confusing to me. When GCW announced that they're doing the collective in Philly, people are a little up in arms because they thought that deathmatch isn't going to be happening on the collective because Philly and PA has such a strict wrestling commission. with like no bleeding, no mutilating, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But people were in the chat like that I'm in part of, like, hey, well, what about MLW? Like the past 4 months, they've had some crazy hardcore matches with a ton of bleeding, and
Yeah.
never once was their show shut down. It was never stopped. You never saw anyone like come out and like make them stop bleeding. So I'm like, how does that make sense? The commission doesn't allow bleeding, but these guys are bleeding on MLW. So it's gonna be interesting to see what transpires as we get closer to Mania with what's able to come here and what's not able to come here in
Oh
terms of
yeah.
the genre of wrestling. 'Cause I asked Danny last night in he was doing a live chat. Danny Mountain IC Dub. I said, "Are we going to see an IC Dub in Philly for Mania weekend?" He said, "Just over the bridge, it'll be because Philly don't allow deathmatch wrestling."
Right.
So I was like, oh, "We're not going to see deathmatch at the Collective."
No, man. I think we will. They're gonna figure out a way to do something. Like I can't see them
Like
not
Ted
doing.
DiBiase says, everyone
Yeah,
has a price.
exactly.
I'm
Like
not
look.
saying people pay off the commission. Don't. But everyone has a price.
You can find them at Woods Wrestling.
Pat knows about that. Everyone has a price, right, Pat? Especially
Oh
with the
yeah,
commission.
Oh
hey,
yeah,
listen,
Turn your head.
everyone's on. Turn your
right,
head, my friend.
right.
Get
We
paid.
yeah, we also, we yeah, I wanted to get back to that one match. We also have the match with Rocky Romero and Barbara Carvanario. I think I pronounced that
Calinario.
right. Yeah, going up against Dorada and Ichiban. I think this is definitely going to be a good matchup as well
This
going
is also
in
a holdover
tomorrow.
to New York, though,
Yeah, with Rocky with the titles.
against Ichiban.
Yep. Like yeah, against Ichiban. Like yeah, we are kind of becoming the stepchildren. What I mean, to this New York event. But it is what it is. But of course, I had to pull up. I mean, with our ladies, the three-way for the World Featherweight Championship. Delmi, who was just on this evening, going up against the title holder Janai Kai and the lovely Tierra James. Shout out to to all the ladies in this match. But again, I stand by my word. I'm rooting for Delmi in this one. I feel like she's getting robbed. Like
We need to
it
hold
should,
the Philadelphia screw job.
yeah, like it should be just her and Janai in this one. Love you, Tier, but I gotta keep it real. What if Tier end up winning? Like,
Yeah, I want to see that now.
and do
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked with the MLW going that direction because it kind of looks like they want to push her. I'd be shocked if she did it on Fusion.
yeah, that would be wild. Like if they actually did drop on Fusion for sure. Like, but yeah, I'm going with our guest though. I'm going with Delmi. I
Oh
think
yeah, for
I,
sure, for
I
sure.
I think Delmi has what it takes to redeem
Tierra or
herself.
Kai, if you want to come on the show, I mean, in the future, maybe we'll pick you for a match if you But no, I agree with you. I honestly, I think Kai wins this by outside interference, and unfortunately, nothing you can do about that in triple threat because you obviously can't be disqualified. So that's why I think we see a triple threat here. But I think Kai wins, setting up a match with Delmi and Kai at a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely can see that. So, but I'll tell you one thing: like their women's division is starting to shape up pretty well. MLW's women's division. I like the talent that what I mean that we have right now.
Yeah.
So, but
We got
yeah,
we got one more match that I just want to touch base on real fast before we move on to AEW. We have some Philly kids
oh
debuting
yeah,
tomorrow at the arena. Wasted Youth, Marcus Mather and Dylan McKay, H2O talent who they are part of the show that we had sponsored at ETU. So shout out to Wasted Youth and Austin Luke, who is also part of H2O. Actually, the H2O heavyweight champion currently, all debuting tomorrow at MLW. So that'll be pretty cool to see also.
Yeah, and also shout out to Zeta Steel too. She's going to be participating in that event. So again, the MLW Fightland event taking place at the 2300 Arena tomorrow, November 18th. If you're not available to be there in person, you can order the event live on Fight Plus. Again, that is Fight Plus. So
for $7.99.
$7.99. Are you out of your mind?
Why did you just sound like Chris Rock?
You sound like Chris Rock, didn't he?
He did. I had my head away, and I instantly thought of the zebra. I was like seeing like the zebra from Madagascar talking there for a second.
Joey, my man just took me back. Now, Joe, I know you know this guy coming down the street. The strawberries, cantaloupes, $1.99. Cantaloupes, $2.49.
What?
Remember that dude? You don't remember that dude with the produce truck? He's coming down to Northeast Philly all the time.
I think I'm too young for that, bro.
Oh my God, dude, he used to come through it all the time.
I was actually shooting for the Denny's commercial. It was like $9.99. Are you out of your mind?
I heard Chris Rock.
Yeah, I heard Chris Rock. Yeah.
That was super throwback. So, all right, we're gonna take one more break, and then we're gonna come back with the AEW Full Gear preview predictions. So, we'll be back in about
Speed round.
42 seconds.
All right, guys, when you're staying local and you want to watch a great game or just hang out with some great people, make sure to go to Dolan's Bar at 24 East Sellers Avenue at Ridley Park. Right off of I-95, south of Philadelphia Airport, Dolan's Bar is the place to be. Great music, great times, memorabilia giveaways, great drinks, and even better food. You never know when a former Philly sports icon walks through the door. You got to go to Dolan's, 24 East Sellers Ave at Ridley Park. Tell PJ that EOP sent you. Go to dolansbar.com or follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or even TikTok. We'll see you there for the game.
We are back. Still Steps, Politic and Hawk, alongside my guys, Mr. Joey Woods, Mr. Moyerfic, Chris Wilson, Pat Famambler, joining everyone on a beautiful Friday evening. Shout out to everybody that's still tuned into us. It's been a host of topics, interviews, and predictions this evening. I love it. And I love you.
What?
Shout out to Brother Love reference. I'm hitting the nail on everything. It's like, nah. So let's not go.
Someone's got some Myers cream in their coffee.
Come on, jack up on Mountain Dew.
Oh, there we go.
What is this, Ricky Bobby?
And Terramana tequila. But gentlemen, we got a AEW Full Gear event taking place tomorrow evening as well. A lot of wrestling going on tomorrow over in Inglewood at the Kia Forum. Definitely is a pretty solid card, I must say. It took a while to actually like really hit me. Well, of course, some of the episodes this week or over the last few weeks, just to see how the matches are shaping up. But I must say that this is a pretty solid card, from the start to the finish. Joey, your thoughts on the AEW card overall before we go on to match my match?
No, I like this card. I think it has the chance to be the card of the year, honestly, outside of Wembley and the historic atmosphere of that. I think this card arguably may be the best card of the year in terms of matches and overall setup. But it's all about what happens in the ring, So we'll see. But I think overall this card is really good.
Yeah, definitely. So shout out to AEW with this event, and also we get in our new signing that's going to be taking place during this event. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. And side note, still trying to figure out how I'm gonna multitask with this and at the event tomorrow, like because I'm trying my best not to look at Twitter, but because I'm be tweeting the MLW event, we're gonna see something. So, we're going to have to work out the multitask function for tomorrow. So
yeah.
All right, let's jump into this card. So we got the TBS Championship. Chris Statliner excuse me, Chris Statlander defending the title in a 3-way match going up against Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
I have an interesting prediction for this match.
Yeah, well in
I
that
do
case,
too.
I'm gonna save you for last then. Pat, who you got winning in this particular match?
Chris Statlander, I think she's going to retain the title. I think it's a little too early for definitely Julia Hart to get a shot at the belt. Sky Blue is a wild card. I'm just going to stay with the ground. I'm going to say Chris Statlander is going to retain it.
Okay. You know, I'm actually leaning towards Julia Hart in this match. You know, just the way they've been promoting her throughout the last few months. She's actually improved in the match, and I'm not saying the match in the ring. So, as much as I love to see Chris Statlander, continue to to hold that title, I think this title needs to be in a different hand. I feel like it just it needs a different champion at this moment. Like nothing against Statlander, but I don't know. I just feel like you get more out of Julia at this moment with the way she's portrayed in the current storylines and being part of the House of Black. Somebody got to get a title, and I think Julia is capable of getting a win tomorrow at Full Gear. Chris, who you got?
I got, first of all, you suck. Because I got Julia Hart. So now the angry part's about to come out of me. This is why you talk last. All right. This is exactly why you talk last. All right. No more you chiming in. Go one of us than you. All right. Julia Hart. So for everything he just said. Jesus. All right. No, Julia Hart's gotten way better. What's name? I like her in-ring work. What's name? She's not 100% polished in the ring, but she's got way better. The character works, like I said, her with the House of Black are really good to me. Even though I love the daddy ass and all that stuff, I still think they should be the trios champions. House of Black. What's name? Julia Hart. She's good. Chris Statlander has been a horrible run as champion, but it hasn't been exciting. It was like, I just, like you said, I think her time as the champion needs to go somewhere else. And honestly, maybe start building her to not to be the world champion, but to be a definite contender for the world champion. So, like, because you always need a legit baby face to contend for a title. So I think they are building her towards that instead of the mid-card women's championship. So for that reasons, I'm going with Julia Hart on that.
Okay. Joey, close us out.
So I think Julia Hart wins, but the way I think she wins, I think it's gonna be a swerve here. I think
swerve.
We've seen this Sky Blue become darker with the makeup running kind of like House of Black and stuff. I mean, I know we saw Sky Blue get that blue mist and kind of like play Julia Hart, but I wonder if tomorrow night Sky Blue kind of does that full turn and gives Julia Hart the win. That's what I think happened. I definitely think Sky Blue takes the pin.
Yeah.
To keep the feud between Hart and Statlander going. I'm just wondering if maybe Sky Blue does a laydown type situation and allows Hart to win because of that miss and the effects it's been having on her.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's actually a good take. Like I like that a lot. And like the way Sky Blue's been, on television lately. Yeah, go ahead, get yourself a Barry Horowitz. There you go. But no, like that's actually a brilliant take, especially with the way her character has been over the last couple of weeks. So I like it. I like it a lot. So next match.
Man, my man is all over Hollywood.
Hey man, the strike's over.
He just carried it.
Speaking of strike, it's gonna be a lot of strikes in this match. Texas Death Match number 2.
I'm not sure if anyone's seen it last night, but Swerve was on the Wrestling Revolver.
Yeah.
Just kind of cutting a promo, and Hangman stormed into the ring, wasn't advertised, wasn't promoted for the show, and beat the crap out of Swerve during the event. To me, I marked out last night. I bit the bullet. I stayed up till 11, watched the full show till 2 o'clock in the morning last night, and I did it. I'm not gonna lie, I bit the bullet. I dealt with it today and paid the price today. But to me, that and this build and this feud has taken me back to the beginning of AEW when everything kind of seemed like it was clicking on all cylinders and everything kind of felt right. And it was AEW was different because it kind of blurred the line between real and storyline, because you would see storylines kind of spill over into the indies and on regular local shows that you wouldn't normally see from WWE and stuff. And this is one of the first storylines that we've had since the start of AEW where they've done that again. So to me, I love this build. I think you gotta, at this point, you're kind of halfway there with Swerve. You kind of gotta just pull the Band-Aid off and go full force with him.
Turn it up.
You gotta. He after this, whoever comes out the winner of Cassidy and Mox, and we'll talk about that, Swerve needs to be the next to feud.
I agree with that. Now, as far as the actual feud, dealing with that feud, I'm not too sure. Refresh my memory. Who's the TNT champion? Oh no, Christian. So he
to say, how dare you?
He definitely can't go. Can't fight Christian.
That's why I didn't say Christian, because I don't think. I think we're at a point now where Mox is like the tweener, where it's like he's not a heel, he's not a face, he's kind of just a badass who fights whoever's put in front of him.
I think the Blackpool Combat Club has fallen into that entirely, because like
the DX, like whoever they're going against is who they are, honestly.
Yeah, because what was it, last Saturday or the Saturday before, they helped out FTR, like just out of nowhere. I was like,
against Rush, right? Roosh?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Roosh.
Yeah, like,
that's what they should be, because they're just some of the best wrestlers in the world. They don't need to be heel or face. I feel like who they're fighting should dictate how they are. Like, they should just be badass dudes who
tough ass guys. Yeah.
Like whoever's in front of them.
Working neutral.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Swerve. I
got Swerve, and I'm hoping it's like Swerve like convincingly.
Well, there's going to be some sort of interference, but
I don't need that. I'd rather. I mean, I know he's not going to win clean because it's a death match, but Swerve clean, I feel like has to be the way you go to cement him as a true main event player.
Right. Have your interference, but don't let it dictate the outcome of the match.
Agreed. And also, I don't know if people know this, but Swerve can go extreme. I mean, Swerve was in a cage of death with Ricky Shane Page and Mance Warner. Ricky Shane Page and Joey Gacy. Like, he was in the glass and he was in the light tube. So AEW's death match is nothing for him. So this man can go hardcore.
Yeah. So I got Swerve. You got Swerve. Chris, who you got?
That's where it goes left. I want Swerve to win, but I just got this weird feeling that Page is going over. It's got a weird feeling. I just got a feeling that he's going to go over and it's going to set up for another match between them. Don't know why, but just the feeling I have.
Oh, so you're saying Page wins and we turn this into a trilogy?
Yeah, like this, and then in the trilogy match, Swerve goes over, and then that makes him like an undeniable guy to be next in line for not even an international title, like to be a world champion. I see him as a world champion. I don't see him as a mid card title guy at this point.
I agree with you, Chris. I don't think he's a mid card guy. The only reason I said mid card title was because you got Wardlow there, you got Samoa Joe there. I think it's too crowded up top right now.
Yeah,
it is. That's why I said it. I think they're going to have another match because hopefully by that time it won't be so crowded at the top. like the people will be like, okay, this happened already. This happened because one thing with AEW, these things happen quick.
Right.
It's like there's not a lot of build. It's sometimes little mid to long term storytelling, but a lot of times these matches happen quick. Like
quick random
month later, this fighting.
Quick random way left question: Are we all in agreement that the international title is the intercontinental title of AEW?
Yeah, it's pretty much what it is.
at this point,
it's pretty much what it is.
Like they haven't really defended the title like how they initially did, like when Pac had it and he was defending it overseas. Now it's become more. You know,
they changed the name of that. Remember, because initially it was supposed to be a title that was not really seen. It was, to be honest,
wasn't it the All Atlantic title,
right?
Or Mid Atlantic title.
Yeah,
that's what it is now,
title.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the international championship now, right?
Yeah, it was
called
the All Atlantic.
Atlantic time, yeah.
Yeah, because initially I think that title was made specifically for Pac because he has that interesting contract where he does like a couple bookings and then goes back over to wherever he's from and then comes back again. So it was a way to keep Pac's storyline going within AEW, give him the belt. You say the belt is defended on other companies to represent AEW, and that worked out for a little while there. But then fans kind of didn't really care about it. If I'm not seeing the event live, why do I care about it?
Because you want to see the champion. You want to see Pac more often because he's amazing, and you want to see this honestly beautiful title on TV. But they hit go with Orange Cassidy, so whatever, it worked out.
Yeah, Pat, who you got winning between Hangman and Swerve?
I feel like this is your payoff match right here. This is a Texas death match, and it's lined up because it sounds like it is all in favor for Adam Page to win this match. However, I think that no point intended, but I think the swerve is going to happen with Swerve going over, and I have him going to go over clean. And I just feel like, even though, and I think what you go from here, and I do agree with you guys. I even though there seems like there's a lot of moving parts going on with the main title, if AEW zooms it down after this and after this great angle these two guys are having, a lot of things that Swerve has proved. I've been focusing on this angle. The promo they did where Swerve broke into his house and looking at his baby and all those things. To last week where he called him out on the mic. I mean, he called him lazy. He pretty much called his card right to the carpet. I mean, so Swerve to me has become must-watch TV. To me, if he goes over clean, or even if he gets the dirty finish, you still could put him in, like I said, one direction. You put him and MJF right now. Why not? This would be a great story to line him up with. You might not put him over for the title, but at least make him at least a serious contender for that strap.
Yeah, I agree. Like totally agree. So we all but Angry Chris got Swerve, huh?
Hey, see, no.
I didn't even say it with anger. I said it with like a little skepticism. So
like I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you mean by that?
You gotta keep the EVP happy.
That's funny. Next up, we got the AEW World Tag Team Championship.
So I think we're all gonna say different winners, but I think we all can say the same, that there's gonna be new champs, right?
I believe there will be.
I don't think there's gonna be new champs. I think they retain.
Wait, what?
You
think Ricky Starks and Big Bill retains the titles?
Yep.
Interesting. Oh man,
I'm in that canoe.
Yeah, I think they retain.
Wait, you as well? You too, Pat?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I think they retain. I think unfortunately one of the LFI guys is going to take the pin because save the House of Black, save FTR. Like some shenanigans is going to happen. Somebody's going to do something to, probably FTR with their The what's their finishing move called? It's not Shattered Dreams, is it?
Put me on the spot here. I can't remember the name
I
of
forget
it at
something
the moment.
because Shattered Dreams remind me of Gold Dust, but something similar to that.
Right.
What's the name? But whatever it is. So I think they hit like their moves like that, and Starks or somebody jumps in and do something and takes the pin.
Shatter
Something weird.
Machine.
Shatter Machine. There you go.
You were
What's
close. You were
yeah,
close.
I knew it was Shattered. I was I just have a feeling they're gonna retain like this. I think eventually they're not gonna have titles for much longer. I think they keep this eventually FTR will get their title. But I think they wanted to be a regular tag match between them and FTR to how the way that match ended and how the way they lost their titles. Like, so I think they're going to build to them to have just a regular genuine tag team title match, and then FTR takes their belts back. But in this match particularly, I'm going with the champs.
Joey, I think me and you probably got the same winners. I'm gonna go first just to see whether or not if we do. I'm actually going with House of Black.
See, I don't got them.
Really? Who you got? Actually, I think you spoiled it earlier. I think you told me.
Did I?
Yeah. LFI.
Yeah. I think they're going full force with them. They put a lot of money in those vignettes and the hyping them up and getting them to this point. I think you gotta again go full force and pull the Band-Aid off and put this group over. Roosh is so good in the ring, and he was a big deal signing. You know, WWE got his brother, and the foregone conclusion was that he was following along with him. And the last second, no pun intended, he swerved everyone and re-signed with AEW. You know, I just think at some point they have to pay him back, so to say, with being loyal to them and coming back to them. And I think this is where it starts for me. I just think it's time. And I think they can carry the belts pretty good.
Okay. I'm actually gonna go with the House of Black. My logic is probably gonna be cheesy, but I feel like it's a copycat thing where you almost you had Judgment Day with the titles, and I think this might be like their only opportunity where like you could put the straps on House of Black as well as Julia Hart to kind of let them grow, provide a little bit more of a difference of a faction for the company. Like they're they're known now, but this would be the opportunity to make them even more notable than what where they are currently with the company. The only thing is, what's the name? House of Black. They don't wrestle often on Dynamite. It seems like it's always been on Collision lately.
Yeah.
So that's like the only part that bothers me. But
speaking of House of Black, I'm not sure if you guys saw, they announced that for the pre-show it's going to be Buddy versus Claudio.
Oh, really?
Oh no,
so that'll be
amazing. That must be amazing.
Yeah. Oh man. I gotta somehow see that. Like that's
we'll be able to watch that because that's 7 to 8.
Yeah. Oh so. Yeah. That definitely gotta check that out. All right, so let's pick up the pace just a tad, but we also got Timeless Tony Storms. Hollywood Homecoming.
Talk about this match because we know
go.
She's going.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I think we all could be in agreement that
unless Maya May indirectly cost her, and that storyline between Tony and May will be without the belt.
Right.
Yeah, well, no, I think they're gonna, like you said, it's gonna be like a Trish Stratus, Mickey James type thing.
Well, no, I'm still thinking it's gonna be that storyline. I just don't know if they'll do it centered around the belt or if it's just a obsessed fan.
It's more interesting with the belt.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's more interesting with the belt. If she wins this, when she wins this, she would be a 3-time champion.
Yeah, second 3-time.
Wow, second 3-time.
Yes, Sheeta.
Okay, Sheeta has the Damn. Shout out to Tony Storm, man.
Right.
Leave it. Tell you, WWE gonna go with some
Juice Robinson.
Man, I didn't
Wait,
want to go
that
there.
was
I didn't want to go
that was heated discussion on Twitter this week, or I should say on the
So,
X.
I seen that. Someone was like, "What weirdos?" Like the first thing they say is, "That's why I
Right.
said it, bro."
And
I didn't know
there.
if you saw that.
shout out to Alex Kane because he had a
Yeah,
great
he's the one that
response to that.
reshared it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but he had the video attached to that with the bull. I think it was C Hawkins saying
Yeah.
something like
Because
if
someone
anyone
was
haven't
like,
seen it.
someone tweeted, they were like, "I can't believe he got to bang Tony Storm."
Oh man,
And
like
then,
look,
Okay.
that's such a weird response to see someone say, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
you got too much time on your hands to be focusing on that for
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
Like I don't care about someone's love life. Like I just say shout out to him. Like
Right,
good for him.
exactly.
'Cause we're gonna be
That's
shouting at
it.
anyone. We're shouting out Kyle Fletcher there.
Yeah, slightly. Like, look, man, like you are the MVP. Jeez. But Omega
match.
Jericho going up against the Young Bucks. I actually got the Young Bucks winning this. I think Omega's gonna make a full heel turn. For some reason,
I got the Bucks, but I'm so annoyed. I hope Kenny makes a heel turn. I'm so annoyed about this
Can I
friends
ask you a
fighting
question?
friends.
When
Why
you
don't you like
say
me?
heel turn, do you mean heel turn against the Bucks, or he's turning on Jericho?
oh, he's gonna turn on Jericho.
It's her Jericho.
Right.
Listen, it's gonna be a heel. This is what I was talking about with the tag team titles. Like, because ultimately they want to do, at least I believe, FTR Young Bucks again. But this time the Young Bucks are full blown heels. What's the name of FTR is the baby faces. So it's like they have to be heels. Like, so Kenny Omega has to turn heel. And so this match I hate to say this, I really do. To me, this is a throwaway match because this does absolutely nothing for nobody. Like, I don't even like. I know why it's there, but what does it really do?
Gets the
Right.
people going.
Well,
Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah, I mean,
BS.
like the names
just-
evolve, keeps you intrigued because it's some of the best ever to do it. Tag team, singles, competitors, but it's like what's going on? Friends fighting friends again. Like, you guys like each other. Let's just stop it.
And that's what it sounds like. So to me, the storyline, like you just said, Chris, the match is it's the storytelling match. It's there there to get to the next pay per view. I feel like the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are going to jump Jericho. Jericho is going to come back with 3 friends of his own to face off this stable. So it's just the payoff match. Just get to the next pay per view.
Well, it ain't gonna be the Big Show. I'll say that much.
He already put on and gave the rub.
He did.
To Powerhouse Hobbs.
He's like, all right, your turn, big man.
Yeah. Now I will say, like, I still believe Omega is gonna, somehow align himself with the Bucks. I think it's gonna be like a slow build. Now that I think about it some more, like I think he's gonna be the reason why he and Jericho loses. And then of course that's gonna cause, the disbanding of the two. Jericho gets pissed off, and then he's just gonna like have like that sudden reaction and probably like knocks Jericho out or something. And then the Bucks, go, praise him, all happy, excited about it. But Omega is not going to be totally, enthusiastic about doing what he does. But at some point, I think it's going to like slow build to where eventually he'll then make that official heel turn. Like he's going to be good with the Bucks, but it's like he's still not like totally there just yet.
My question for you guys. So I know we have this theory of who the White Devil is, but could this like to listen to you, Akeem?
Did you say the White
slow-
Devil?
No,
definitely good.
Yeah, no, but we have that White Devil mask or whatever,
Devil mask.
Devil,
Yeah,
whatever. Actually, I'm thinking of Ace Ventura, but but anyway, to go based off this, right? You make this a slow build. Do you think again Jericho brings in names to help him? Okay, he has no Jericho society. He has no friends. Here comes what is Dolph Ziggler? Here comes or some kind of name to that effect to give him a hand against these three. And then then you look at the big picture. Oh, you got Jericho and Dolph Ziggler and somebody else taking on the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Let me watch that.
Could be. I mean, that's a little bit of fantasy booking, but I mean, it could happen.
Yeah.
Like, can't say no to it. Like, that who knows? Like, you might have just predicted what's actually going to take place. Like, but it'll be interesting to see, like, if it does in fact go that route.
Yeah, I mean that's like I said, that's the only thing I can think of to put all the pieces together. Okay, why? And then if, like you just said, if you make this into a slow build, maybe you go one more round, and then all of a sudden they jump Jericho. Jericho has no friends. He just left the Jericho Society. Jericho has no one that has his back in the whole locker room. Who's going to save him? Boom! Here comes Dolph Ziggler and somebody else, and boom! Oh, okay, I'll watch that.
Yeah. Now, if it were to go that way, then Omega would just go full heel turn without no obligation or no remorse. Like, so,
And that's what we want.
I mean, it all depends. It depends on what that next step is. Yeah, I mean, the next step would be a Jericho, as well as Ziggler, if they do go that route. But then again, you still have to add that third person. But we'll see what happened with that. So, all right, we go on to the next one. Oops, my bad. That's on me. We got the next one. Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, Nick Wayne going up against Adam Copeland, Darby Allin, and Sting. I'm actually torn on this one. My gut wants to say Christian, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne for some reason. Like, I don't know why, but I'm just leaning towards that. And I think they're going to still sell this whole, like, can you trust Adam Copeland? You know what I mean? For some time now. And he could be the reason why they lose. And
look at that look he has in that picture.
Yeah, like real devious.
Yeah.
like he looked like he gonna turn. Like,
no, you don't trust him. Rated R superstar.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going real quick. I'm just going with Sting, Adam Cole, and Darby Allin. It'd be weird to me to bring Adam in his first pay-per-view match with the company. He loses. Like, I just don't think that's going to happen. But especially this doesn't mean anything. So even if they win, it's like all this is to build more of a storyline between him and Christian. So it's like, all right. So because if Christian wins, it's like, all right, what does that do towards the story? It's like, all right, you came, you lined yourself with these guys. Me and my guys beat you. I told you I'm always better than you. I'm done with you. That's it. And then that takes a lot of steam off the storyline for me. So have Adam and them guys win.
If Christian wins by
don't matter how he does it. Yeah, don't matter how he does it. That's because he's a heel. That's how he's supposed to win.
Yeah,
so, you can continue the storyline easily saying Copeland just saying you didn't win clean. How can you say you're better than me? And that keeps the storyline going.
So that's what every heel does. Who cares?
Or if he doesn't even take the pin.
But like I guess who's gonna take the pin? Gonna be Darby? It's gonna be Sting.
Luchasaurus taking the pin.
Look, I think Nick Wayne's gonna take the pin.
From Sting.
I think Wayne's definitely gonna take the pin. He's gonna take it. Yeah, probably from Sting or Cole.
I personally think they've put too much into Nick Wayne over the past year to have him in his first real marquee match on a pay-per-view lose. I think they've done less with Luchasaurus over the year.
He's young. He's young. And the guys by name were bigger stars than him. So if he takes the pinfalls, it doesn't really drop his style.
And to me, look, to end the match, you're going to have Sting do one more Scorpion Deathlock. You can't sell that through Luchasaurus. You're not going to have Christian tap out to it. Nick Wayne has plenty of years ahead of him. That the loss to Sting ain't going to mean much. I mean, but him to sell out and to tap out the Sting is going to mean.
I think that hurts. If you have this young kid tap out to 60-year-old Sting,
Yeah, but people just want to see Sting get
But to say
tour.
it's not going to be just that. It's going to be after he takes a spear, after he takes a coffin drop, then this thing puts the Scorpion Deathlock on him. That's usually how they do it. They're not just going to have Sting.
I see Adam Copeland and I see Christian Cage battling on the outside. I see Darby, throwing his body all around, whatever with Lucha, and I just see left in the ring. Boom! You feed him into the stinger splash. He falls down in the middle of the mat. You turn him around, hit him with the Scorpion Deathlock. He's selling. He's patting. He's screaming. He's trying to get to the rope. He locks in some more, puts some more pressure. Boom, boom, boom. Taps out. Take it home.
I hope Luchasaurus don't take the pin.
I
want to
think
build this guy as a
Luchasaurus
monster. Don't take
taking
the
a
pin
as a way to maybe transition them away from each other. Cause friction.
I mean,
that actually might sway my vote to go on Adam Copeland, Darby, and Sting side. If they were to do it that way, it would have to be guaranteed.
Like what? Like how? What? What would the spot be? Let me put it that way. Like when Christian accidentally hit him with a chair, the belt.
Now it'd probably be a table spot.
Well, I'm just saying, let's not have any table spots with Luchasaurus again. We remember how that ended.
Yeah,
Ray Phoenix can tell you all about that.
Yeah,
but I don't think even like Christian costs the match. I'm just saying Luchasaurus takes the pin, Christian gets pissed, and that kind of causes friction between them two.
We'll see. That was it. I don't know. Just overall, Sting, Darby.
And this is totally left field. A returning Jungle Boy comes out, looks like he's gonna beat up Christian and Luchasaurus and realigns with them.
That would work since he was a heel on the way out. But damn, man, that's some crazy shit. All this shit talked about your dead father and all of that.
Yeah,
he can just come out and say, definitely he's dead.
That could actually work better in the sense of you get them all man. If you put them in a stable, and at some point you want to somehow flip it and make it a tag team match of Adam Copeland and Christian Cage taking on Luchasaurus and Jack Perry, and boom, you go from there.
That would be some insane heat between just both Jack Perry and Christian Cage. Like, I mean, it'll be some great promos. I'll tell you that much.
I think you need some kind of shock value with bringing Jungle Boy back. Because of the way that he kind of transitioned out of the company with CM Punk and stuff. I think you need something of shock that gets people talking about that angle in the storyline versus what happened with him and Punk at Wembley.
Actually,
when he comes back,
you get. Well, I mean,
all they're talking about is that.
Well, maybe, but I mean, if you put them, that could be the conversation in the locker room. But as far as the fans, that's kind of the way. I mean, other than the smart marks, but kind of like the casual fans, kind of just trying to forget all about that stuff. But of course, like you said, people are gonna have those questions in the back of their mind if they didn't, took care of that stuff in the locker room already.
Right. Let's get to the next matchup. We got the AEW International Championship. We got Orange Cassidy defending the title against Jon Moxley, and this would be match number 2 between the two. 2-2. We'll be right back. It's like, nah. Love Connection reference there. I'm on fire.
Oh, man.
I don't even know what to say, Keem. I don't.
Putting up a Jordan 45 game. It's like, nah. But in this particular match, wait, who won the first one? Refresh my memory.
Moxley.
It was Moxley, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think Moxley wins again.
I think he does too. I think whatever plans they had originally before he got concussed, they're going to pick back up with that, and he's going to win. And then the original plans they had for him before he got hurt, they're going to continue. And the only thing I say that's could be a little swerve. Maybe OC might do something a little borderline heelish in the match. That might have you kind of like, whoa, what's happening here? But we'll see. But overall, I think Moxley takes it.
I think it's time to. I'm not gonna say shut down Cassidy, but like give him a little bit of a break. Like he's been rolling strong for some time now. You know, in AEW, like like I don't expect him to lose any like any thunder as far as like his current run, but give him a little break.
Yeah, it's
Like,
good to have some of your stars go away for a while.
yeah,
Like it's good. You come back, feel fresh, be entertaining, energizing, create new stories, rebuild on some older ones that left you kind of on the cliffhanger. So like he definitely deserves some time off.
yeah. They even ran the one spot, during his title run as far as like him being injured, like like with the hand, his back, like so at some point, like when is he going to be able to take a break to heal? Like
that's how I feel like that's why I said I know it's AEW, but I feel like that was Seth Rollins. I'm like, all right, is he hurt for real? Because I swear his back isn't even together anymore. That's how the way they building this. So it's like his back is like mush right now. So I'm like, all right, is he taking time off?
Right,
like Mike Tyson. My back is broken.
My back.
Spinal
broken.
Oh man. Mike, if you need to reach out to them, you can find Moyo Fit at Moyo Fit.
Come on, I didn't bring this up. I did not bring this up. Unless I'm spinal. I'm talking about Seth Rollins. Mike, you're my guy. You're my guy, Mike.
With the bricks at the back of him.
Exactly.
Mike, you're my guy. I see him lately. Nah.
You're my guy. Mike, my guy.
Yeah, my guy.
What's the wrestling? You find him on X.
It's like not Kith.
Right. Yeah, that's so wrong.
No, I ain't saying nothing, Mike.
You can find him at Woods Wrestling Corner.
Yeah, when you come see me, you're gonna tell me about that botch ass storyline you did where you showed up 1 week pushing Jericho and never was seen again.
Big talk from a guy on the stream, y'all.
Bro, I was hyped for that too, and then that shit just
like, it's the pandemic, man.
It's like Wizard of Oz. Whatever you see behind this curtain doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist, man.
Exactly.
All that stuff never happened to me. It never happened.
Exactly. But I got Moxley. What we got across the board? Everyone got Moxley, or?
Yeah, I got Moxley. I'm in the Moxley camp. I don't know.
I don't know.
It just feels like a Moxley
hard. This match is hard to predict just because the way they've been having Moxley cut the promos and the interactions, everything screams Moxley wins easily. But Cassidy has showed us time and time again, and
he knows,
like him.
He knows
they're gonna push
the orange punch.
I think Cassidy wins.
I'm gonna change my vote here. I'm gonna go with Cassidy, and the only reason I'm doing that
change
is
my
because...
vote to John Moxley.
All right, good. I'm a mush.
And I was about to be like, Pat, don't you hate Orange Cassidy?
Yeah. And the only why I want to take it is because, again, we talked about Swerve, right? Getting a push, and we talked about him. Obviously, he's too busy with the whole main, the heavyweight title.
Swerve.
This would be better probably for him being an angle with Orange Cassidy.
All right, shit, mama, I'm going to pop.
Fuck, Jesus.
You know what? I'm moving on. I'm gonna just move on. Y'all hilarious. Like really, my MF ain't even on the card. But
was a surprise. Okay.
Yeah. So during the 0 hour, we got MJF and a quote unquote mystery partner who could potentially be Samoa Joe going up against the Guns, and I got MJF retaining the ROH World Tag Team Championship. Actually, you know what? No. I'm not even going to go there. Nope. I'm not going to do it. I'm gonna go on a swerve. I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe actually being the tag team partner causes both he and MJF to lose, and the Guns are the new ROH World Tag Team Champions. Yep, lock it in.
Why was so quiet?
No, Josie has to poop.
I'm just
everybody.
thinking like that would be the smart angle if MJF also wasn't fighting in the main event.
True.
Yeah, so I got Samoa Joe joining MJF. He's going to do it, and I got them retaining the ROH tag team titles. So that I'm gonna keep it that simple. I don't think they retain.
Yeah, I agree. I just think like here's the thing. I don't friggin' know. I think Keem, I think you might be right because here's the thing. It's like Joe's hell bent on getting he wants the title, but he also wants to beat MJF for the title.
Yeah.
So if Joe goes, I mean, he's already a heel, but if he goes full blown heel on MJF and also causes him to lose the titles that he's so cherishes, later in the night he could come out and actually help MJF to guarantee that MJF is the person that he fights for the title.
Yeah.
I just found it weird. They just dropped the ROH TV championship weeks ago. Now he could be the ROH tag champion. It's like, oh God, what the hell are we doing?
There's no guarantee that it is Samoa and Joe, though. They could drag this out even longer.
Really, Joey? Really? It's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee.
Okay, who's gonna be you?
It could be no one.
Are you flying out there tomorrow?
No, I'll be at MLW. They offered me, but I was like, I already got credentials for MLW tomorrow, so I couldn't do it.
Man, you better sell your soul for that money. Stop playing.
No, but I think it could be no one again. Or what about if Caster comes back tomorrow and is like, you ain't keeping me away?
That actually would make a bit of sense, but it would also keep Caster in a storyline too.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Nah, that'll never happen. I was about to say, what if Caster was the Devil Mask? even though that he got beat up, like.
But to be fair, the Devil didn't beat him up.
True.
The Goons did.
This is true. Nah, that would be sloppy booking if they went that route. I would actually be disappointed. I'm like, really, AEW? Like, I was just joking when I said that. Like,
but the point of this match here is that we should just be thankful to AEW because they give us 2 opportunities to see the best wrestler in the world.
Facts.
So,
and next,
that is facts. Speaking of which, we'll still be on the greatest wrestler in the world.
Greatest wrestler in the world.
MJF defending his world heavyweight championship.
He doesn't need no Usos. He doesn't need no bloodline.
No Paul Heyman.
You just give him the mic and he goes to work.
The bubbles.
Yes. The pot is on, my friend.
It's coming.
You know, up there, you know, one of the top PWI 500, you know, representative 2023.
Heavyweight champion of the company for 3 years.
You see him. You conscious.
Who's that? I don't know.
Are you blind?
I don't know, Bull. I'm from Philly. You know, Bull?
MJF defending his AEW World Championship against Jay White.
To be fair, and talk about overall wrestling, both of these guys on this poster are better wrestlers than your dude right now.
Stop it.
First things first. I don't know how Roman Reigns became my dude. I just defend him for what he's done.
Because you went so hard. You went so hard for him last week that he's automatically just your dude now.
No, my favorite. No, my favorite wrestler is AJ Styles. So I want to hear.
I'm in the canoe.
He texted me. He said I was demoted because of Chris.
Who?
Roman.
He's still a champion, so I guess my word means something. You're welcome, Roman.
But these two guys are better wrestlers than Roman Reigns.
Yes.
How?
Yes, I ain't denying that.
Where? How?
Wait, don't you start, Pat.
They're talking about in ring between the ropes.
Okay. Yeah, dude, where?
Pat, we know you don't like AEW, so maybe if we get you watching a little more, you'll see it.
Hold on there, Junior. Listen, you got to remember, I watch this stuff, okay? I study this stuff a little bit more in depth, okay, than you, all right? So,
No, you don't. You definitely don't watch AEW more than me. I promise you that. I
You probably
promise
not watch it, but I think I know a little bit more than
you have to watch the product to know it.
Yeah, listen, listen.
Yes, let's go. I've been waiting.
You say that I might not have to watch the product, but I know the little bit more inside. You know, when you have to put the boots on, that's my.
But we're hold on. we're sitting here talking about wrestling storylines, and we're not talking about who does a better backdrop or who does a better toe hold. We're talking about storylines, and in order to talk about the storylines, we have to watch the show and follow the storylines.
Right.
So you can't say you know more than me about the storylines if you don't watch the show to know the storylines.
Well, I'll tell you. Like I said, I pay attention a little bit more.
You can't pay attention if you don't watch.
I know the moves, Joe. You don't know that.
What are you talking about? We're not talking about moves. We're talking about storylines. You don't know the storylines more. I promise you.
You just talked about this product. We are talking about wrestling.
You don't watch the product.
I don't need to, Joe. I've been in this business.
What does that mean?
It means you don't know it. There's a difference.
How do you know something if you don't watch it, Pat?
I do watch it. What are you talking about, Joe?
You literally just said to the air, and we'll replay it back and clip it for you. You don't watch it. You literally just said it. You said it out of your own mouth.
Did I say? I said I don't have to. Doesn't mean I don't.
I said you don't watch it. You said I don't have to. So that's admitting you don't watch it.
Doesn't mean I'm not watching. It means I don't have to, Joe. I still know more about this business than you'll ever do in your life.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You don't know more about AEW currently than I do. I can promise you that. When's the last time you sat down and watched the Dynamite?
Joe, it's called DVR, bro.
When is the last time from start to finish you watched Dynamite?
Joe, start to finish? I just watched it last week, Joe.
That's false.
That's false, Joe?
All right, guys.
No, seriously. A poll here.
Let's go.
Poll here. Let's do a poll here. Do you have to watch the product to be able to talk about it?
Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
You
can't ask Donovan McNabb how the Eagles game was last week if he said, I didn't watch the game.
Okay.
I don't care what you did in the business. If you don't watch it, doesn't mean you know more about it. Because you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Joe, I know exactly what's going on. I watch it. I can study moves.
You literally admitted to it, and I'm going to clip it for you. I said you don't watch it. You said I don't have to.
I don't have, not that, but when it comes to watching the match, in the match itself, I watch it. I'm telling you right now, Roman, and you want to go back to this, Roman, this conversation start with Roman. Then you said this guy's the greatest.
No, it started with you saying that you know more about the product of AEW than me.
No,
that's how it started.
Because
you're an ex-wrestler, which is not true. Just because you're an ex-wrestler doesn't mean you know more about AEW than me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you might know more about moves than me, and that's fine because you've trained it, and I'll give you the credit for that. But you don't know more about AEW than me.
My angry fandom's turned into COVID because it's spreading.
So you're telling me that Donovan McNabb's know more about football than Ian Rappaport? No.
Because the guy put on cleats.
No.
All right.
Okay.
So
there's plenty of reporters.
Okay.
JR never stepped foot in the ring, and I guarantee he knows more about wrestling than you do.
Okay.
He never laced up the boots.
Yeah.
So that's false. Jim Cornette doesn't know more about wrestling than you?
No, that Jim Cornette's a worker, bro. He's been in the ring. He's paid as a manager.
He's a manager, but you're saying you know more moves than everyone because you wrestled in the ring. That's false. That's false. You don't know more about AEW than me just because you were an ex-worker. That's false.
Real quick, guys, we're at 2 hours and 28 minutes.
Yeah,
what do we got winning this match?
Because
we still got to pick a winner. You can be
I can
mad,
challenge you all day, bro.
You can be
all
mad.
Day. I actually watch all the product.
You guys can be mad all you want. That's fine with me, but we still got to pick a winner. So who we got?
Full Gear just went full gear.
I got MJF, by the way. Put it out there. Still,
I always have MJF. So
reigning, defending champion MJF. Hot. Good. You gotta say something. You're smiling, bro. Come on.
Oh, I was waiting for Pat.
Doesn't matter. Roman's not on the poster. It doesn't matter.
Oh man. Well, in that case, I'm going Jay White. It's like nah. I'm going with MJF to retain the AEW World Championship at Full Gear. So yeah. Again, pretty decent event. Pretty heated conversation of AEW.
See,
I love it.
See, it's AEW's fault. WWE, this does not happen. It's all love.
Puppet Vinnie Mac, how do you feel about this? Such good
shit.
Such good shit.
Such good shit.
Oh man. So, but yeah, moving on from that one. We are at 2 hours and 30.
Raise the numbers up.
Yeah, man. You can only hear it here at the Steel Steps. Literally. I'm glad we're all in virtual boxes because Steel Steps would have been thrown tonight. Like, do. So, but all right. But everybody be easy. So we're good. So, all right. But program note, we'll be at MLW Fightland tomorrow evening. Myself, Joey Woods, Moyo Fit Chris Wilson will be in the building, covering the MLW Fightland event. Looking forward to seeing who they'll bring to the press scrum. It's always like a mystery when it comes to who's going to be in attendance to interview. So looking forward, to have that moment of the show as well as the event overall. So definitely looking forward, to tomorrow's experience. So we're gonna wrap it up right here. It's hot in here, in the words of DNA. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes getting hot Nelly. In here. No, we're not going Nelly. No.
So no coming off.
Already shot a Jordan 45 today. So no, I ain't gonna go for a 50 burger. For tonight. But nah. So again, shout out to the God Queen Delmi Exo for joining us this evening. Shout out to her. We root for you tomorrow at the 2300 Arena at the MLW event. So yeah, man. So so much more in store for next Friday. Till then, from Pat from Amber, Mr. Moyo Fit Chris Wilson, Mr. Joey Woods, I am Politicking Hot. This is Still Steps, powered by Edge of Philly Sports, and we will holler at y'all later. Peace.